what sets him apart. He was born without eardrums. He is completely deaf. And when you think about football and the great sounds that surround it, the marching bands, the fans, he hears none of that. He said sometimes through sign language, he said, I can feel the vibrations, but he certainly feels some of the collisions he will get. But the big story today is the man that works with him, a young man from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, who dropped his job as a heating and conditioning technician to be a full-time member of the staff. Wherever Martell Van Zandt goes, Ali Lee goes with him, and it is a great story. You'll see it throughout the day. He signs in all the defensive plays. Anything the coaches want to tell Martell, it has to come through Ali Lee, and we'll talk to him a little later on in the game. Gary?
Yeah, and a lot of schools were on Martell Van Zandt in the recruiting process, and I think the thing that attracted him to Oklahoma State was the fact that Les Miles, the head coach at the time who recruited him, had a brother that was deaf as well, so he could relate to him, and that certainly swung things in the favor of Oklahoma State. Is certainly an advantage for them to have a player like Martell Van Zandt, because he certainly can play, Gary.
There you look at the season for these two teams. For Oklahoma State, for the Cowboys, 16th on the board in the NCAA in yards. Alabama's defense, 18th in preventing total yardage. So that's the stat that tells you something's got to give in this game. Can the defense of Alabama hold up against a very good offensive Oklahoma State?
You like a good offensive unit against a good defense? Well, you got it right here, because Oklahoma State, both in the air and on the ground, can certainly get it done. But Alabama stingy on defense at 18th in the country.
There is Joe Kynes, the interim coach. He's the defensive coordinator for the team all year. Took over when Shula got fired, and will run this team. He would like to be the head coach at Alabama. A flat-out yes when we asked him that this week. No question about it.
Yep.
And that's why we put him on the list as one who's got an opportunity maybe to have that job. All right, we are ready to go. Alabama won the toss, so they declined. They will take it in the second half, so they'll be kicking off. You can see the breeze is blowing from right to left. Christensen, Jamie Christensen, a junior, he will be doing the kicking. And the wind is enough to affect certainly the kicking game and maybe even the passing game down on the field here early. Great to have you with us. The Independence Bowl is underway, and this kick will come down to the 11 6-yard line with it, where Jones will take it across the field. Up over the 10, good coverage. He will be down at the 13-yard line, and it is a first down and 10. Let's meet the offense.
What's going on, people? This is Bobby Reed, number 14 for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Today I'm here to introduce the skill players. And for the skill players, you look out for number 12, Darius Bowman from Chattanooga, Tennessee. The man's a threat. And on the offensive line, we got number 75, Big Corey Head, a.k.a. the Big Slab. And that's all, folks.
Thank you very much. So much for that. 3 receivers set to that far side on the first down and 10. Remember, if they pass the ball here, they're going into the wind. And it will be serious right now down there in the field. Reed, who can also run it, fakes, comes near side, little dump pass. Ooh, that could have been intercepted. Not a good decision right there, and the pass gets knocked down by Price Hall, and he knows he had a chance at it. Defensively, let's take a look.
I'm Jawan Simpson, linebacker from Decatur, Alabama for the Tide. Up front, got the bodyguards, anchored by the explosive Q-Dog Wallace Gilberry. We got head busters in the middle, textbook Terrence Jones at linebacker. In the back, we got the thieves in the back, anchored by the senior, the flashy, Bino Robinson.
And they come up to make the hit short of the 20-yard line, only a 4-yard gain. That is Zach Robinson. Zach Robinson, who is the backup quarterback for this team, is also a noted runner when he's in there. So now he's in there as a runner.
Yeah, he's only played quarterback for about a year and a half, and he's played a lot of wide receiver throughout his prep career in high school at Littleton, Colorado. Very highly recruited kid, but can play both wide receiver as well behind Bobby Reed. So look for him throughout this ball game on reverses and getting the football to Zach Robinson in space.
So the first big third down play, third down at 5. Oklahoma State 45% during the season. In conversions, Alabama held the opponents to 33% and add another to that. The Alabama defense jumping around on their first series as Bowman, the wide receiver, was the intended. It'll go incomplete. and it'll bring up a 4th down and a punt.
Yeah, we talked about just a stingy defense, ranked 18th in the entire country, 15th against the pass. So you're going to have to earn it. This high-scoring offense of Oklahoma State at 35 points a game, they're going to have to earn every yard against Alabama.
The punt's going to come back near the 5-yard line. Matt Fodge will be out there. He averages 46 yards. He's an outstanding kicker. His long this year is 72 yards. He's a sophomore. Puts the foot into it and just gets it away. Fair catch called for. It'll be taken at the 47-yard line. And the defense of Alabama strong. Arenas didn't have anywhere to go as he took that one in, so they'll take over. So a 3-and-out right away. And there is, I guess there's a flag. Yep, there is. It's a procedure call. Do they want him to punt it again?
Illegal formation against the kicking team. Penalties refused. It's first down.
And a good first coaching decision on the part of Joe Kynes, their interim head coach, because you got some great field position. You don't want to give the punter an opportunity to really hit one and drive it through this wind. All of a sudden you wind up 5 to 10 yards back of where you have the football now. So excellent field position for Bama to start this drive.
Both of these teams have tried to up the tempo offensively as it's gone along. So you look for a lot of no huddle and a lot of fast action here offensively in this football game. As the start with 2 receivers set to the right side. Darby and McLean are both in there. They go up to the running back, Darby. Darby's going to be decked for a loss. He'll be back to the 44-yard line, loss of 4. Let's meet the offense.
Antoine Caldwell from Montgomery, Alabama, captain and center up front for the Tide. At the skill position, we got blazers and big playmakers. Up front, we got the silent assassins, and that's the Tide's offense.
And the Tide's offense this year, 75th in rushing among the 119 NCAA Division I teams, 245th in the passing game.
Oh, I love the nicknames by the players.
Aren't they amazing?
It's great.
Man, the way they come up with those. John Parker Wilson at quarterback. They want to try and run the football. They're not going to go anywhere. Oklahoma State, a fumble, and it may have been recovered. It is. Oklahoma State has taken over the football. State on the recovery as they fumble on the far side. Darby got caught in the backfield again and trying to move. He just held that football out, got stripped by Ryan McBean.
Yeah, Ryan McBean gets tremendous penetration up the field and helping out Martell Van Zant as well. And I tell you what, a junior college transfer, Ryan McBean from Hines Community College, but Van Zant is the guy that shows up first and forces the fumble.
Victor DeGrade is the one who fell on the loose football. First down and 10. Oklahoma State, great field position. They screen it to the near side. They're going to have the option pass. Looking back to the quarterback. It is picked up. No, incomplete, and there was room to run. So they tried to get it back to Bobby Reed after they went out into the flats. They threw back to the starting quarterback, but he had to scoop the ball off the grass. Right here, you watch.
Yeah,
no
you can
question.
see it kind of skip in there to Bobby Reed.
Seth Newton made the pass. That'll go as an incomplete pass. He threw it off the wrong foot. That was close. It brings up a second down. They're looking for the audible from the sideline here. Bobby Reed. So both of these teams offensively have come out with all kinds of the unusual big play attempts. That pass is also going to be buried in Mother Earth at the 25-yard line. Bowman was the intended receiver, and a flag is down on the play. Andre, we're seeing them going to their back pocket, pulling out some of these plays you usually keep till the fourth quarter.
Yeah, when we talked to Mike Gundy, he said there will be no bullets left in the holster when this one is over. So they're going to pull out all the stops, all the tricks, anything you can do to win this football game.
Ineligible downfield. Number 72 of the deep offense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat, second down.
You can understand why these kind of penalties might come about with the plays we're being seen called here early in this game. Tough for the linemen to hold their position.
Yeah, it just looks like right now Bobby Reed kind of struggling a little bit. We've seen a couple of passes go into the turf and watched him during warm-up. He's a guy that doesn't warm up with his shoulder pads on. I think that makes a world of difference in getting yourself off to a good start. You have to simulate as close to anything game speed-wise as you can. Certainly throwing in warm-up with your shoulder pads on helps you.
Keeps only one setback. That is Savage. Straight ahead with it. Not going to get back to the illegal line of scrimmage. You'll gain a couple of yards. And boy, these defenses for both of these teams have come to play. The tackle made by Jawan Simpson, who may be the fastest player in the Alabama team. Savage had nowhere to go.
A couple of transfers. Darius Bowman on the outside, but Dantrell Savage coming in from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College has just been fabulous. Tweaked his knee early in camp and sat out the first couple of games and was just kind of limping. But boy, has he come on the latter stages of this season.
3rd and 13, 45% completion rate for Oklahoma State. Third down conversions. Alabama looking for Woods on the near side split. They've got 3 receivers over here. The handoff will be carried down to the 30-yard line. Not enough for a first down. That is Savage. Dantrell Savage, who's had a bad knee all year long, a 2-year JUCO transfer, who's been their primary runner.
Yeah, it gets him just close enough where the old coaching decision comes in 4th down and a short 2 here. A little windy here early to kick a long field goal, so Mike Gundy going to roll the dice early in this football game against a good Alabama defense.
So 4th down, short yardage. They converted 12 out of 18 on 4th downs during the year. They've got Savage and Johnson in the backfield. Probably a running play. Let's see if they stay that way with only 1 receiver split. They're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, just want to talk about it, think about it a little bit.
They hoped they were going to get maybe a call on Alabama for jumping and pick the first down up that way. Didn't get it, so Mike Gundy calls the guys over. Great to have you with us. It is the Petro Independence Bowl, Shreveport, Louisiana. Brandon Pettigrew will be towards the outside as a receiver. They've got the 2 running backs still in this 4th down now. 4th down and 2. Oklahoma State in great field position here, but now they got to keep the football. That's Pettigrew comes back in motion to the far side. Long count against. Going to pass that way. Going to carry it. 30 down to the 25. First down and driven out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Bobby Reed with a 9-yard gain before Robinson got him.
Boy, just a tremendous talent, both running and throwing the football. Bobby Reed, you see here, Mike Gundy going to go to his big-time quarterback, Bobby Reed. Put him on the outside and putting pressure on the defense on the edge. Hey, just keep the football, run it, get yourself out of bounds or down when you get the first down.
Reed carried more than any other runner for Oklahoma State this year, 109 carries as opposed to Savage, who had 107. He gets the first down at 10. Oklahoma State, remember, got this great field position off a fumble. Reed under pressure over the middle. Caught at the 3 and down at the 2-yard line. And that tackle hurt. He got bent into a 21-yard gain. Walker's got it. Justin Walker, the tight end, who is a sophomore who's had injury problems this year. He made a good catch.
Well, watch the eyes of Bobby Reed. That's how you defeat zone coverage, is with your eyes. And he gets the free safety, Marcus Carter, to move just enough to his left where he can float one over the top of the linebacker, Jawan Simpson, and into the hands of the tight end, Justin Walker.
He only had 5. That's only his 5th reception of the year because of injuries that have kept him out. And now here he is down on the field again. Marcus Carter put a real good hit along with Jawan Simpson. The 2 of them kind of did the high-low hit that time. Nothing intentionally meant as far as the injury is concerned, but it put him in a bad position. He got nailed right in the back on it.
Yeah, Marcus Carter actually coming off an injury of his own, was a walk-on at Alabama, now on scholarship. A junior player is coming off a knee and an ankle injury, and he is a good young player from a very small town, Fort Payne, Alabama, Fort Payne High School. And we just hope that Justin Walker here is going to be able to get up, get himself off the field under his own power, and get back into this football game.
Doesn't look like it right there, but we'll see. Tonight, a reminder at 8 o'clock, ESPN, 2 high-octane offenses. Mike Goodson, the 21st-ranked Texas A&M Aggies, meet the dynamic duo of Marshawn Lynch and Deshaun Jackson and the number 20-ranked Cal Bears. It is the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl tonight at 8 Eastern.
And a true game of speed versus power.
All right, it is 1st and goal. They've been a good team in the red zone. 37 out of 45, down to the 1-yard line. A gain of 1. 1st and goal from the 2. Just tried to push that one in straight ahead, but not a lot of room.
Been kind of impressed early in this football game with Oklahoma State and their ability in short yardage situations to kind of move the pile. They're not known for that. They're more of a spread type offense that runs out of the spread. But here, going to short yardage and bigger personnel, they're moving Bama backwards a little bit.
That was Julius Crosland, who came in on the last run, not even listed on the depth chart. Second down and goal. Second man out of the eye, and that's in for the touchdown. And that's Savage. His 8th rushing team, Johnson rather, leading the block. Savage carrying it in, and they've got the touchdown.
We talked about the big playability of Dantrell Savage. Right here, you're going to get a great block on the outside, and Savage not wasting time in the backfield. He gets north and south, engages the line of scrimmage, and that's what allowed him to kind of fall through into the end zone.
So the fumble that gave the great field position to Oklahoma State was taken advantage of. Flag goes down before the snap.
The offense breaking a huddle. 5-yard penalty. We still have the try.
They're going to have to move the football back now for the extra point, and he is kicking into the wind, obviously very short distance here. Nevertheless, it is not the normal extra point anymore for Jason Ricks. Ricks is also the field goal kicker. He's 8 for 10 in field goals. He's 43 out of 45 in the point afters. And Ricks, the sophomore, will have this one moved back, and the extra point attempt will come from the 15-yard line, so 25 yards to get it between the uprights. And no problem there. Puts that one up and splits it. So they are on the board. Oklahoma State draws first blood in this football game, putting Savage to work into the end zone after the fumble recovery and a 7-0 lead. 35 points a game. Their first drive here after the fumble. They went 7 plays, 38 yards, took them 244, and they get the touchdown. You see they've outscored opponents 82-50 in the first quarter. So the Cowboys are on the board. And that fumble by Alabama, a big turnover. Redden is back and ready to go. Let's see, he's kicking. This kick's going to be into the wind. Gets a good foot into it, though. Take it in the end zone. Thought about it, but says, Rashid Johnson has had to go back there because of injuries. Decides not to run that one out. We'll get downstairs to Todd Harris. Todd.
Well, Gary, keep your eye on number 71 for Alabama. He is a big boy at 6'4", 348 pounds. Now, he's a freshman, and as a young man, he knows how to commit in style. Something I bet Andre Ware might have done. He's the top player in the state of Alabama coming out of high school, but he let it be known not by his words, but by his hat where he intended to play. He showed up at signing day sporting a houndstooth fedora, and they love his style in Tuscaloosa, but they also love his play as he leads the Tide in total snaps and pancake blocks on his way to freshman All-American honors.
You kidding me? I had to beg for a scholarship.
That's right. Not when you're Mr. Alabama football. First down and 10. Looking to go into the air. They dump one at the 25 and up to the 30-yard line. Looks like a first down. That is Darby. Kenneth Darby on a 10-yard gain. You will hear a lot of that name if their offense is working today. It is his 41st consecutive game played. He is both a leading rusher and pass receiver for Alabama.
Oh, nice touch on the football by John Parker Wilson, the sophomore quarterback. Sat behind Brody Crowell for a year or so and really learned from him how to manage this football team, and has had an excellent season for sophomores.
He's got a couple of receivers set out. Darby's in the backfield. They fake to him. Wilson looking downfield on the out pattern at midfield. It is caught. It is incomplete. Did not get down in bounds. DJ Hall is one of the 2 receivers you will hear a lot about in this football game, because he's a good one.
Well, you see right there along the sideline trying to get just a foot down is all you need in college football, but John Parker throwing that football, leading him a little bit too much to the sideline. Nice route on the part of DJ Hall, but you guys just throw it more on the line, take a little air out of it, and that one's a completion.
For Wilson this season, he had a completion rate of 57% through 16 touchdown passes and had 9 interceptions. It is a second down and 10 here. They will call audibles. They will come from the sideline. Wilson runs the draw play. Fullback will carry up to about the 33. Darby again on the carry. Darby, their senior, who can rush. And the players separated down there as it gets a little heated early in this game.
Well, Jeremy Nathan, the outside linebacker for Oklahoma State, starts cheating towards the line of scrimmage. He's the first defender to arrive.
Before the snap, delay of the game, gets the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Never got that one off. So they will take this one back. And Wilson looks to the sideline for John Parker Wilson, 6'2", 209-pound sophomore. As we said, a first-year starter. He needs 8 completions to set a new season high in Alabama history for passes completed in a single season. And he needs only 1 more touchdown pass to set a new season record. The record right now is his anyway. He's put the ball in the air for Alabama. With the ball moved back, it brings up a 2nd down and a 15. Little slot to the right side, Halls to the left. Looking over the middle, that's going to go incomplete. Not much chance for McLean to hang on to that. Let's take a look at the Oklahoma State defense.
What's up, baby? This your boy Victor the Great, and you know one of the strong points of our defense is defensive line. We big, we fast, and we do cause havoc to all quarterbacks in our way. The second part of our defense is really important, is the linebacker core. They headbangers, and they coming downhill at you, and they relentless. And the third part of our defense that completes our total package as a regulator unit is the secondary. They fast, they fly around, and they break up anything that's trying to get to the receiver.
See if they can break this one up. Oh, over the middle, and they did. It's incomplete, and the regulator unit gets it done. DJ Hall, the intended receiver, incomplete. And Wilson had a couple of passes go wide there. Hey, I'll see you later. Don't worry. We'll be back.
We'll be back. Yeah, true freshman Patrick Levine was actually there. He's played the last 2 plays in on both, but he was a defensive back in high school, and he just kept getting better and better and couldn't keep him off the field for this Oklahoma State defensive unit.
This is going to bring up a punting situation for Alabama. They'll be back at the 10-yard line. And the punt put up by P.J. Fitzgerald, who is handled and nothing else. 35-yard line. It'll be a 38-yard kick. Devereaux made the catch, but he had absolutely nowhere to go. Oklahoma State looking to improve their record to 7-6 in this their final game of the year against Alabama, with also a 6-6 mark. They want to get going. Up-tempo it. That's what Larry Fedora, their offensive coach, has said. They've got 5 tempos that they work at. One of them is quarterback keep, but the side's got to stay under you. Bobby Reed had some room there, couldn't go anywhere. Key play in this first quarter, a turnover, Andre.
Yeah, it was forced by Martell Van Zant, the corner. You're going to see him come up and run support number 7 right there. Gets the ball out from Kenneth Darby and then recovered, and then all of a sudden it's Dantrell Savage following that big offensive line into the end zone.
We showed you earlier Alabama's got good numbers in the turnover margin, but it has cost them early here in this game. Savage is in there in the option play. It's going to be kept. Alabama with a great job defensively back to the original line of scrimmage. That is Simpson, Juwan Simpson, who cuts him down.
Well, when you talk about playing an option football, it is assignment, being assignment perfect defensively. And right there, Juwan Simpson in his area of the field, forcing the quarterback to keep the football. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of guys going to show up and help him out.
Simpson had 73 tackles. He was up among the leaders defensively for Alabama this season. Alabama 4-3 defense. Sometimes you'll see that 3-3-5 setup. Passing situation, going for the bomb sideline, way overthrown, incomplete. Jeffrey Dukes was the closest man to it. It was intended for Woods, but he wasn't even close. And so it'll be another 3 and out for Oklahoma State. Great to have you with us here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Boy, it is a gorgeous day with the temperatures in the 60s. Some clouds moving in now and a little breeze blowing right to left. Great crowd on hand. Oklahoma State sold all of the 12,000 allotted tickets. They've got a huge contingent here as they take on Alabama. And for both of these teams who are 500, a victory today would put them 1 over, and neither of these teams wants to be the one that goes away 1 under. Flag goes down before they can get the snap off for the punt to Matt Fodge, who is standing back there, so it'll probably be moved backwards.
Before the snap, false start, 26 to the offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
In fact, these teams haven't played for a month. Andre, a little rusty.
I think so. And when you come into a game like this, when you've had so much time off, I think field position plays an important battle. So the punters in this football game are going to be huge for both teams in terms of determining where field position starts. And you get turnovers like Oklahoma State has already, you've got to take advantage, and they have scored off the only turnover in this football game.
Fodge with a great kick into that wind. Fair catch called for. The receiver gets run into. His own blocker was right there with him. The ball will go out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It'll be a 41-yard kick, and there is no flag on the play. He wanted a fair catch on this. Fudge, who can really boot the football, kept this down. Watch this. Shall we dance? It's always a great time for fans, players, and for the bands. Last night, the Boardwalk Shreveport, a lot of fans on hand for the Battle of the Bands. And they put on quite a show, and they did here prior to the game again today. Two great bands from Alabama and from Oklahoma State. They had a great crowd out there last night as well.
Both schools were well represented here at the bowl game, Oklahoma State and Alabama.
7-0 lead, Oklahoma State on top here in the first quarter, and a first down at 10. They go to the sideline. It's going to be incomplete. On and out of the hands of Keith Brown. We told you it'll be DJ Hall and Keith Brown, the two wide receivers that young man's going to be looking for to pass to today.
Yeah, struggling a little bit. You see here the first drive, 2 plays, minus -9 yards and a fumble. Second drive, 4 plays, 5 yards. They punt the football. So tough start for Alabama offensively.
Joe Kynes, defensive coordinator for 4 years, took over when Shula was fired at the end of the regular season. He is a 40-year veteran as an assistant coach, never as a head coach. He did have an interim job at Arkansas for a while years back. Last passes 0 for 4, completes one there to the 30, 35, and not enough for a first down. Just shy, LaRon McClain, the senior, and he got 9 yards, but he needed 10. There's the man who wants the Alabama job.
Yeah, you see here 2003 through 6 as the Tides defensive coordinator, was been down at Florida State as their linebacker coach. You see the resume, a lot of coaching experience for Joe Kynes. And you know what, to be quite honest, if he can rally this football team under the circumstances of which he's had to coach since the dismissal of Mike Shula, why not Joe Kynes?
Yep. I mean, he's not the big name Alabama wants. They want a well-established, high-profile name.
Very well respected in the coaching community.
Very well, and the players seem to really like him as well. The carry will be enough for a first down. Castillo, he's their short yardage man. Tim Castillo with blockage from McLean out in front, gets 3 yards on that, and that'll be enough for the first down.
Yeah, he's the team's short yardage specialist, and he'll get downhill. You see him right here, little inside pinch block. They pull Marlon Davis, the big right guard, and just paving enough way for Tim Castillo to get north and south and pick up a first down.
Senior who is out of Birmingham, Alabama, first down at 10. Bama trying to get the tying touchdown up there. They'll go on a little look in at the midfield mark. Probably enough for another first down, 10-yard gain. There is DJ Hall. DJ Hall, he is the primary receiver, 92 yards per game, 11th most in the country.
Well, you see a corner blitz here, and all you do is just kind of hook up along the sideline. When you see the corner disappear, good recognition on the part of John Parker Wilson as well. Getting the football out, recognizing the blitz by Martell Van Zandt off the corner edge on the short side of the field. Just get the football in your playmaker's hands.
Now Bama's moving the football here, both on the ground and in the air. They've got Jimmy Johns working as the second back. Johns on the carry over midfield. Booms ahead all the way down to the 40-yard line. Andre Sexton stopped him, an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, he's listed as the backup quarterback on this Alabama football team. Want to save the red shirt of Greg McElroy, the true freshman from South Lake Carroll. And I'll tell you, Jimmy John is fabulous. A lot of alums really like him at that tailback position.
He had 59 carries during the season, averaged 4.3 a carry, and only 23 a game. Another short yardage guy. That's because Kenneth Darby, on most of the big carries, has the football for Alabama. Second down, very short yardage. One to play with here. Nope. Going to go for that first down and get a lot more of it. Here's some Bama football for you. Down to the 29, LaRon McClain, 11.
And not just Bama football, SEC football. When you line up and you go downhill at the opponent's defense. And this is what I expected Alabama to come into this football game doing. They came in trying to chunk the ball around a little bit, then went back to Kenneth Darby. But line up, tight formations, and go right downhill at Oklahoma State, an undersized defensive front. So right now having some success on the ground, the Tide.
They did rush against Oklahoma State during the season. The option pitch to the 30, the 25-yard line, and out of bounds. That is Johns again on the carry, the sophomore. And boy, he looks like a bull out there. Van Zandt moved in on the hit after a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, out of Brookhaven, Mississippi. Last year played in every game as a true freshman. Jimmy John, and then all of a sudden won the state championship as a Class 4A 110-meter hurdle champ, clocking 15.05. Also threw the discus, 158 feet.
Not bad, eh?
Not bad.
Kind of like you. John.
Oh, no. He's a true athlete.
Oh, that wasn't what you were throwing. That's
right.
All right, second down and 5. They'll take it to the right side, try and turn a corner. They do at the 20. That'll be a first down. Brought it from the near side, 6-yard gain. Keith Brown, the wide receiver on the carry that time. They tried to hold the corner over there, but couldn't do it.
No, they talked about 2 freshman receivers that came in together, Keith Brown and DJ Hall, and really keep the field balanced for this Alabama football team because both are very, very explosive with the football. Keith Brown there, and you see DJ Hall, they're averaging just under 18 yards a reception where they can really get down the field.
All coming to the sideline on this first down and 10. They overload it to the near side, wide side. John Parker Wilson will send the man in motion back the other way. Looking on the deep drop, wants to go to the end zone. Does. Caught! Touchdown! A diving catch by Matt Caddell, a junior, for the TD for Alabama, 18 yards.
Well, Matt Caddell says, hey, don't forget about me, and you're mentioning those other 2 guys, Brown and Hall. Matt Caddell has had a pretty good season as well, came in with 13 receptions, but watch the post route. Set the corner outside, little double move right there, and a big-time throw from John Parker Wilson.
Caddell, who's had only 13 catches all year, gets his second touchdown catch. And for Alabama, that's a big play because they've only had 2 TDs in the last 6 red zone trips. It has been a problem for them. Not that time. And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. Jamie Christensen on the extra point, 14 out of 15 on the year.
Yeah, and with that, John Parker Wilson just set the Alabama single-season record for touchdown passes in a season with now 17. We're going to take a look here at the route of Matt Caddell on the outside. You watch it coming outside, push the corner, and then he's going to break it to the post here. Just a nice little push and a double move at the top right there. Nice, set the corner, and now the ball's in the air. The free safety does not have time to make a play on the ball. Nice big-time throw from the quarterback, John Parker Wilson.
That is his 17th touchdown pass of the season. But that was a fine Alabama drive. They had both the running game and the passing game going there, and they get this football game tied up. 9 plays, 72 yards, and ate some time of it, 3:29. That's something else they would like to do today. Keep that ball away from the Oklahoma State offense. These are 2 fired-up teams, folks. When you play football at these schools and you're 500 in the year, and this game will decide whether you are 7-6 or 6-7, it's a big deal.
Well, you know, with a lot of time off for both sides of the field, Oklahoma State and Alabama, and most throughout the bowl community or across the country, you're going to have a little stale offense to initially start the football game because you're still trying to get back after so much time off to gain speed. And now it seems like both teams have kind of settled in here. Everything's back to game speed. Boy, sit back and enjoy one heck of a football game.
They're going at it now, and you're right, Andre. It does appear as though they've both settled in. We saw the defenses have a couple of very strong series early on in this football game, and now each of these teams trying to go back and do what got them here. And for this team, Alabama, it's about trying to be able to run the football and not have to pass on every play. They were able to do that on that drive for Oklahoma State. It's about a balanced attack, one of the best balanced attacks in the country. Oklahoma State will get the football back. Jamie Christensen set to kick it off. He will have the wind at his back. If he gets the foot into it, this could easily end up deep in the end zone. Not gonna. It'll be taken at the 4-yard line. Jones will carry to the 15, 20, 25, and up to the 30-yard line. Nice return by Grant Jones, who has a touchdown return on a kickoff. Tomorrow afternoon, you can catch 2 more bowl games on ESPN. Our coverage begins with the Bowl Breakdown Special. That'll be at noon Eastern. At 1 Eastern, Clemson Tigers and the Kentucky Wildcats, Gaylord's Motels Music City Bowl. 4:30, South Carolina Gamecocks and the Houston Cougars, the Auto Zone Liberty Bowl. That's all coming up.
I'll certainly have my eyes on that second one, but the first one, Clemson, Kentucky. Andre Woodson, one of the most fundamentally sound quarterbacks in the entire country, really had a breakout season for Rich Brooks in the Kentucky
Look at
Wildcats.
the top of your picture there. You saw the 3 receivers lined up, and then they run the play right straight ahead to Savage, who gains 5 yards. There you take a look at the Clemson-Kentucky matchup coming up for Kentucky. First 8-win season, 84. Clemson leading the ACC in those offensive departments.
Yeah, Rich Brooks and that Kentucky football team really had a fine season this year. Tommy Bowden will have Clemson certainly ready.
Look at that. Over there on the side, 3 receivers lined up, and again they run it the other way, so they're just trying to get that defensive Alabama moved over there, and then Savage comes back on the weak side.
And you know what? If somebody's trying to cheat, look for them to maybe pump fake one of those receivers, another guy release up the field and maybe be running wide open. They are setting it up for something. Just keep an eye on it.
I think these offensive coaches like the month they had off. They're getting to run all kinds of plays over midfield. Good carry. Oklahoma State, that'll be a 10-yard gain. Savage again, and you are seeing why he is their primary carrier, Bobby Greenwood, on the hit.
And just talked about the offenses being sluggish. Right now trying to change speeds. Oklahoma State, not sure of the defender that's down here for Alabama. See if we can get you a number.
I think that's Bobby Greenwood.
It does look like Bobby Greenwood.
No, it isn't. Sorry. It is Gilberry. Wallace Gilberry, number 92. Not 93.
Yeah, well, keep an eye on the middle of the screen. He's going to get cut right here, number 92, right there in a big pileup. And then you have another defensive lineman as well as an offensive lineman. Looked like Jeremy Clark, the other defensive tackle for Alabama, kind of rolls him up a little bit, working down around the ankle area.
Gilberry had more snaps on this defensive unit for Alabama than anybody else. He was the man who played most on the field, and that is the defensive coordinator for the Crimson Tide, who's now the interim head coach.
Boy, he has a high motor, just loves to play football. Coach kind of said, hey, he'll strap it up and play you in the parking lot. It doesn't matter, just as long as there's a game going on. Wallace Gilberry will be dead in the middle of it.
Well, with Gilberry out of there, you might look for Oklahoma State to try and target that left side of the line and try and run over there, as Alabama will have to go without one of their primary players in the year. Savage has carried 6 times for 36 yards. Savage, 107 carries during the season. Player movement down in the line. That'll get a flag before the snap. J.P. Adams.
And he just really checked in. Just checked in for Wallace Greenberry. He just kind of
before the snap,
that motor going early.
67 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
You're going to see him here. Just a nice little cadence by Bobby Reed. Yeah, a little hard count. Well, that certainly works for the quarterback's advantage. Sophomore Bobby Reed, as a sophomore, you're not supposed to know how to use the hard count.
Yeah, he did all right on that one. The offensive line said thank you very much. We'll take the 5 yards. First down at 5 out of the backfield to the 35-yard line. Good hit put on, but a good gain before they took him down. Rashard Johnson on the hit, but an 8-yard gain. Savage is on the fly.
Boy, Savage really hits it hard. Not a big guy, 5'9", just 190 pounds, but watch him get into the line of scrimmage and then accelerate to the second level of the defense. And you're going to have a lot of positive yards after the carry or after you pass the line of scrimmage if you keep hitting it like that.
He'll go the other way this time, off the left side to the 20-yard line, carried to the sideline and out of bounds. Down at the 15-yard line, 18-yard gain, but there is a flag down on the play back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, back around the 40-yard line, and that's usually an area of holding. And it's going to bring this fine run back by Dantrell Savage. It's going to be Brandon Pettigrew, the tight end on the edge, trying to secure the corner for Dantrell Savage.
The 4th penalty.
Holding, 87 of the offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
At the top of the screen, the tight end right here trying to work against Javon Simpson on the outside, and right there just kind of gets a little bit too much jersey. The flag was thrown early, so the official saw it right away.
So a big gain by Savage, 18 yards. Will have to come back, and the ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line. As still a first down and 20. Bobby Reed out of the gun, looks to the sideline. A couple of coaches give signs. Take the handoff. Nope, gave it up, and it'll be to the 35-yard line. That is Keith Toston, who came on. He is a freshman who has carried for 52 yards per game. He gets 8 on that one.
Yeah, highly recruited freshman, tossing out of Angleton, Texas. Right here, little underneath handoff. You're looking down the field with your eyes. Nice block inside on Jawan Simpson, which kind of just all you're looking for is to get it back maybe to the line of scrimmage back in 2nd down and 10 so you can operate, get about half of it here, get yourself into 3rd down and medium to convert.
Plenty of chances to do that. A 2nd down and 12. They'll put 2 receivers to the near side, keep Toston in the backfield as Bobby Reed will take the snap, fakes to Toston, dumps one near side, incomplete. Bobby Reed, at least in this game, has had a real problem. You see him pointing to himself, rolling to the right, Andre, and trying to pass while the feet are moving.
Yeah, to try to bring Darius Bowman down inside and give him a little option route to come down or start himself back outside. At that point, Terrence Jones, the linebacker to that side, locks on man-to-man and kind of forces Bobby Reed to throw a bad pass here. So credit Terrence Jones and that Bama defense with just kind of locking up and forcing a bad throw.
This Alabama defense against the pass was 15th best in the nation. So they are very tough against the passing game, and they do it with pressure. Reed looking, 3rd down, going to the end zone. It's an alley-oop. It is incomplete right at the goal line. Ramsey Robinson is playing in his 50th game for Alabama on the coverage against Woods.
Well, yeah, this one's on Dewan Woods right here. You've got to go up and get that football. It hits you pretty much in the face mask. Go up at the highest point and make a catch for your quarterback. You can't wait till the football comes down. Otherwise, you're going to give a guy like Ramsey Robinson an opportunity to make a play on the football. Hits him right in the face. Son, you've got to catch that.
So he does not make the catch. Their 2nd leading receiver. That'll bring up the 4th down. Too far to try for the kick. Fudge comes on to do the punting. Averaging 46 yards on the season. He's standing back in midfield as he takes the snap. Tries to boot one towards the Coffin corner. Fair catch is signaled, not caught, and a great touchdown. That will be marked down at the 1-yard line. Devereaux got back there, was just waiting for the football to come to him. A 35-yard kick, but it wasn't the distance. It was where it ended up being down. What a great play by Devereaux. Yeah. Want to remind you, coming up, Bobby Knight, can he surpass Dean Smith's 879 wins? Tonight at 9 Eastern, maybe the night. On ESPN2, Texas Tech takes on the Runnin' Rebels.
I tell you what, 2 pretty good programs, UNLV and New Mexico, to try to get the record. They won't go quiet.
Nope. That's all coming up tonight. Now you worry about a safety here if you're Alabama. You're back actually inside the 1-yard line. Let's see what Joe Kynes decides here, along with Dave Rader, the offensive coach, to run. McLean and Castillo, the 2 running backs in that backfield in the end zone, and flags go down. And if it's on the offense, won't be much of a penalty.
I think it's a false start by Cody Davis for Bama.
Before the snap, false start, 75 of the offense.
Yeah.
Half the distance to the goal.
Half the distance is 2 inches.
That's it. But if I'm Oklahoma State, I'm going to lock up man-to-man, and I am bringing the heat. The entire, everybody, the student body, everybody's coming to band members. Lock on and try to get yourself a safety. Get tremendous penetration up the field. I am bringing everybody.
So does Wilson try and pass? Look how they've closed that box up. On the handoff, that's a great gain up to the 5 or 6 yard line by Tim Castillo. A 4-yard gain. That'll give them a little breathing room as this first quarter is coming to a close. So a couple of touchdowns as Oklahoma State went on the board first and made it 7-0. Alabama followed with a nice drive of their own to get this tied up. And our Petro Sun Independence Bowl has 1 quarter complete. Both teams with 7 on the board. In the numbers and no difference in the score as we start this second quarter. With that last run, a little bit of room now for Wilson and company of Alabama to move the football as they have the 2nd down and 5. Darby is in the backfield. He's the last man back in that 2-man running back set. And Darby, they fake to him. Wilson looking over the middle, gets a rush. It's completed, and it's a first down. Keith Brown. And that's good for 8 yards and a first down.
Well, Keith Brown comes away with a reception, but I think he's actually trying to go to Travis McCall. And then Keith Brown comes through and nabs one, sees the ball in the vicinity. That's the sign of a good receiver. When you can catch the football with your hands. Now a little gimpy. coming off is Keith Brown.
That's that bad knee, Andre, we were talking about, that he's got the brace on, and he may have just hurt that again. He get the first down, though. Remember, this drive started at the 1-yard line after that punt was down. So Brown is out of there, one of their 2 primary receivers. First down and 10. Wilson looking, second man through, is going nowhere. Wow. 2-yard loss. Darby, their leading rusher, and Larry Brown, a senior nose guard, leveled him.
All right, transfer from Georgia Military Academy. Watch him get tremendous penetration. Then when he shows up, what a way to form tackle. That is how you do it from the defensive line position. That is the truest form of form tackling right there.
Out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and what a hit he put on right there. Loss of 2 brings up the second down and 12 for Alabama. 2 receivers set to the near side. They have that lone run back, Castillo, set way back. And they're going to run the fullback draw, and not very far. Another loss, another yard loss on that one in this Oklahoma State defense, with Peterson leading the charge, rising to the occasion.
Yeah, this is a front that can really get in the backfield. You see 7.6 tackles for a loss per game, 9th in the NCAA, 3 sacks a game, tied for 11th. They get to the quarterback.
One of the problems for them this year, according to their head coach, they did not tackle well enough. They are tackling very well so far here in this football game. It'll bring up a third down. Castillo stays in the backfield. Wilson, long yardage, 3rd and 13 on the near side, wide open, turns it up to the 20 and bulls his way out of bounds with a flag down on the play. That is enough for a first down, a gain of 15 yards.
And Nikita Stover on the outside, and it's going to come back because of a holding penalty. What a job he does stepping in for Keith Brown, and bring up third down again for John Parker Wilson to operate for Bama, but keeping them behind the down and distance markers. And you're going to have
59 of the offense. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Still third down.
You're going to have a lot of success defensively if you can keep teams behind the down and distance marker.
That is a very big penalty. Penalties have made an enormous difference in this game, 4 for each team. The Oklahoma State touchdown came on an Alabama turnover, and then penalties have nullified offensive drives.
Yeah, the sophomore Antoine Caldwell, their leader on the offensive line for Bama, second team all SEC. He can't believe that he was tagged for holding on that play.
And it moves that football all the way back to the 5-yard line. And will bring up a third down and 18, long yardage.
Zero coverage, looks like they want a blitz. Got one coming from, but dropped in the zone.
Wilson looking downfield on an out pattern. It is lunged for and incomplete. Just led a little too far. Out of bounds was Will Oakley, the wide receiver. Now it'll bring up a punting situation in the end zone.
But keep in mind, when we talked to Mike Gundy, he said we won't leave any shots unfired, so don't be surprised if Oklahoma State doesn't come after this football.
You see standing way back, the back of the end zone here to do this punting. And plenty of time to get it off, and a good kick hits on the back of somebody, and the question's going to be, who did it hit?
I think it hit an Oklahoma State player, but they're going to come away with the football.
They recover it. That was a live ball right there. Artrell Woods, who was a wide receiver, was back there, and it bounced off his back as it never got.
I think it's going to be Quentin Moore. They're here, Todd Nelson on the bottom of that pile for Oklahoma State. It's Quentin Moore, yeah.
And he lost his helmet. It'll be a 33-yard kick, and it'll be great field position here for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Second quarter of the Petro-Sun Independence Bowl, with this game tied up at 7-7. And boy, we have had some strange plays here in this game as the offenses have really been pulling them out of the back pocket. And we've got LaRon McLean, the fullback for Alabama, down on the field.
A couple of trick plays throughout this ball game. Maybe we're going to settle down and finally get it on the old-fashioned way here between the white lines.
How about the fact these teams have never met? It's amazing in some of these bowl games that you get some long-established football programs. Oklahoma State, Alabama here have never played one another ever, period. And here they get their first chance in a bowl situation. And right now, even up at 7-7. So while they tend to the injured player, we'll take a break. Be right back.
Come fall in love with Louisiana. All
of sunlight, the 7-7 football game, and almost a turnover on that punt. But it was recovered by Oklahoma State, so they've got the football. It is a first down and 10. Bobby Reed, good field position. Almost hit the man in motion. That'll be carried up for a gain down to about the 38-yard line. That'll be a 5-yard gain.
Let's go back and look at the punt. It hits Artrell Moore in the back for Oklahoma State, and it's going to bounce around a little bit, and then Quentin Moore, heads up play, getting down in there, fighting for the football and securing it, and all kinds of things take place at the bottom of those piles.
He was mighty happy that ball was recovered by someone in a white uniform.
It bounced right.
Oklahoma State has the football here. Toston is in the backfield. They show blitz. Alabama moving cornerbacks and linebackers in and out of those holes. You see all the movement on that Alabama defense going on here. Quick drop, look to the near side, alley-oop catch, one-handed all the way down to the 9-yard line. They read the blitz, and Bowman made the catch for 28 yards.
Boy, he's signed to play at North Carolina, both football and basketball. What a heck of a play here. Just kind of gets it out there. It's thrown a little bit in front of him. Nice one-handed grab. It's securing the football. Showing up a little bit late. Simeon Castile, who led Alabama in interceptions this year, but a fantastic catch.
Reed's now 2 for 7, 50 yards in the air, and now they've got that ball back inside the 20-yard line. It is a first down at the 10-yard line. First down and goal. Reed will roll it out. He's got 3 receivers in the end zone. Looks for the short man at the 1-yard line. It is incomplete. That is Bowman again, the primary receiver this year with 57 receptions and 11 touchdown catches.
Yeah, Prince Hall comes through to kind of force Bobby Reed to throw this football a little bit sooner than he wanted to, and then took a little bit of the accuracy away from it as well, as it falls a little bit outside and wide. But Prince Hall had one heck of a freshman season. 2006, he was this year the freshman All-SEC, All-American as a freshman as well on the freshman All-American team.
Second down and goal. Again, the 3 receivers split to the right. Toston's in the backfield. They bring a man in motion back to the short side. Roll it out the right side, looking. Reed at the 10 wants to carry and is going to be taken down after a 2-yard gain. Jeffrey Dukes, who led the team in tackles, number 3. He had 74 of them on the year. He moves in and makes the play.
Yeah, this is a designed quarterback run. We're going to get the penalty first here. No personal foul. Ooh, that's going to hurt Alabama big time.
Right now, penalties are becoming the most important thing happening in this football game.
Yeah, big time.
Personal foul, number 5 of the defense. Half the distance goal from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
We're going to see it here. Just a nice little wrestling match going on after the play. Right there, just a little bit too much on the part of Jeffrey Dukes, the strong safety, and that's going to draw the flag of the official. But that was a designed run for Bobby Reed. You had big Corey Hilliard releasing down the field, blocking on the backside, so it was all run for Bobby Reed.
That is a big break for Oklahoma State. Now they get the first down, and they get the ball moved up inside the 5-yard line. Reed hands off, and it's a touchdown. Taken in off the right side by Toston. His 5th touchdown of the year. So Oklahoma State immediately takes advantage of that Alabama penalty.
All right, and they take advantage of some pretty good field position. The nice fine punt to start it, and then the defense holds up. But you see here, nice little counter to get Toston started one way, and then back to the right side of the formation, running behind big Kurt Seifert. Boy, right now Oklahoma State has gotten things going well in their favor offensively.
Jason Ricks will come on to do the kicking. He is a sophomore. Missed only 2 point afters this season. That one is up and it's good. And it took him 5 plays, 42 yards, and a minute 58 to score that touchdown. Oklahoma State getting the lead. Come back against the grain of it, cross the line, and it's 14-7.
2007 Wrangler Unlimited, a new species from Jeep. and Aflac. Ask about it at work.
We welcome you back. Shreveport, Louisiana, 31st edition of the Independence Bowl, sponsored now by PetroSun. Along with Tord Harris, who's down on the field. Andre Ware, I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us. And for the Cowboys, take advantage of opportunities. 5 plays, 42 yards, and the touchdown. And the other one was scored on a fumble recovery, great field position, and they took that one in. So Alabama's really been hurt by penalties here in this game, and the Cowboys have been a team ready to take advantage of it. Redden ready to go here. This will be kicked with the wind at his back. It's a good foot into this one, and that'll go back into the end zone, and there it will be downed by Johnson. And let's get out to Todd Harris.
Gary, go back to that great catch made by Adarius Bowman for Oklahoma State. He is a young man who is making the most of second chances. Head coach Mike Gundy says he believes in giving young men second chances, and Andre pointed to he signed with North Carolina, had some off-field problems, made the transfer. Since he's been in Stillwater, though, the receivers coach, Gunter Brewer, said he has been a model citizen, and he's a heck of a basketball player. At least he says so. He says he can do any kind of dunk. You want the Vince Carter, you want the Michael Jordan, to which Andre Ware had to tell me about a week or so ago that he still can dunk, which I'm
still
not
got
sure.
Still got some hops, baby.
Yeah, he took me to Dairy Queen last week, and I saw that peanut butter parfait go down. I think there's no man that can dunk, and Andre says he can.
Still can rise.
Illegal substitution. Number 81 of the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, they didn't even get on the field that time before they get a penalty. And Joe Kynes over there, that is the 6th penalty here in the first half against Alabama, and they have mattered. We're going to set up one of those movable basketball courts. We're just going to start at 8 feet maybe and move up.
Easy.
We'll see what we
I'll
can
go
do.
backwards on 8 feet.
All right, Bama's got the football, first down. Again, not good field position. Trying to get it with the pass, overthrown, incomplete down near the 35-yard line. So they're trying to get this game going in the air. Matt Caddell, who had the touchdown reception, was the intended.
Well, the scoring drives for Alabama, you see the 72 total yards, and the other 3 just 10 yards of total offense for them. So look for them to really go back to that running game. That's what really got them started and energized, mixing Kenneth Darby as well as Jimmy John. So go back to that run game, turn it over to the offensive line, and get yourself back in this football game.
That is Jimmy Johns in the backfield here as a potential runner. They move 3 receivers to the near side. They've had a lot of overloaded shifts here for Alabama. Remember, they've had a month to work on it under their new interim head coach. That ball's incomplete, and again, almost intercepted. Just fell on the ground a little shy of Donovan Woods. Let's take a look at today's Subway Fresh Facts. 13 of the 32 bowl games featuring teams facing each other for the first time. We were talking about that. This is one of the 13. Oklahoma State and Alabama have never played against one another before. It is the 54th bowl game. Alabama is the all-time leader in that department, and it is the 17th bowl appearance, but never against one another, either regular season or in a bowl. Wilson 6 for 13, 52 yards and a TD. He's got another 3rd down situation here. Over the middle, it is incomplete. Should have been caught, but he was thinking about the first down. Keith Brown tried to run before he had the football.
Yeah, right there, you just took his eyes off the football. You're going across the middle of this formation, and you'll see him sit down right in front of the quarterback, kind of slows it down. John Parker Wilson, a little miscommunication, expecting him to continue running through in his zone coverage. Receivers, trust me, they're going to throttle down in the hole because they don't want to take those shots over the middle of the field.
You saw Brown kind of backpedaling and reaching out gingerly. P.J. Fitzgerald, the kick is up in the air, and it'll be all the way back to the 42. Flag goes down, 50. Nobody out there but the kicker. Back to the 20-yard line. The spin at the 10-5. Touchdown! Tommy Devereaux, but a flag is down on the play. Devereaux takes it in, and I mean, he ran from right to left as well as north-south on that one.
Yeah, it could be a block in the back by Jacob Lacey, the starting cornerback for Oklahoma State, and it was thrown rather early, the flag, so this one is coming back.
Ouch. So the penalties continue to pile up. Devereaux was trying to join Parrish Cox and Grant Jones, who have both had kick returns for touchdowns. It would have been the first It would have been the only punt return they've had returned.
During return, block in the back, number 17, the receiving team.
Wow.
10 yards to spot a foul. First down.
So that penalty costs a touchdown.
And you're going to see it right there. You see the block in the back, just a little shove, and really didn't even need to do it. Trying to help out. And he feels about as bad about it as anybody on that sideline.
Consoled by teammates over there, so it brings up a first down and 10 with the ball at the 36-yard line. Oklahoma State, let's try it again. Going up to midfield, 45, and down to the 43-yard line. That is Savage. He's having a career day. A 21-yard gain. Robinson on the tackle. Wow, is this kid putting on a performance in the running game?
Boy, he just starts one way. He's going to start to the left and then come back underneath. And you'll see him right here just coming underneath Bobby Reed, sees it and hits the hole right up the middle of the formation.
Dantrell Savage, this one's taken to the 25-yard line, 24, and Alabama's got to get the whole defensive unit over there on Brandon Pettigrew, and no wonder. When you watch Pettigrew on the field, even with all those other big players, at 6'5", 265, he stands out.
Man, just a sophomore as well, a big-time receiver. He's excellent, or is excelling at getting better in the blocking department, becoming a complete tight end for Oklahoma State.
He was their third leading receiver during the year with 20 catches. They'll go straight up the middle on this one and inside the 20-yard line, Toston. So Savage and Toston running the football almost equally well out of that backfield today for Oklahoma State.
Well, they're a good 1-2 punch. Toston's a bigger of the two, and he's just a freshman at 6'1", 190. Dantrell Savage, a little more compact, about the same weight at 190 pounds, but he goes about 5'9". So if you want to bruise a little bit, you bring in Toston. If you want some quickness and speed, Savage is your man.
Right now, Oklahoma State's got 99 yards rushing. Compare that to Alabama's 30 so far here in the first half. They've got a second down and 5. Second down and 5. They'll start from under center. Bobby Reed, they'll carry that straight ahead, and that'll be enough for 4. Toston again on the carry. You can see where the yellow line is. He is shy of the first down by just a bit. Greenwood on the hit.
All right, you mentioned the fact, talking to Larry Fedora, the offensive coordinator, and how they change speeds. They'll come to the line of scrimmage and just call a play and go. Then they'll come to the line of scrimmage, look the defense over, kind of set a tone or whatever, a formation, and then kind of see if the defense adjusts, and then go ahead and snap the football. But they've got 5 different speeds in which they operate to try to keep the defensive unit off balance.
Savage is that running back who is deep here in a third down and short yardage for Oklahoma State. And Savage is the man who's going to go for the first down. He bulls ahead to get it. That is a second and third effort right there as he gets a couple of yards off Eric Gray, whom he carried along for a little ride here.
His second, third effort, and then some pure determination once he realizes I got to get north and south. And then it's just myself matched up on DeJuan Simpson, the linebacker, and I'm just going to pure determination will myself to the first down. You see the legs just continue to turn. Dantrell Savage running with a purpose.
9 carries, 67 yards for him. It brings up a first down and 10. They can get a first down at the 3-yard line. First and 10 from the 13. Reed looking to the sideline. Now he gets pressure, and is going to throw it away. Good pressure that time by Wallace Gilberry. Good to see Gilberry back in there. He went out injured earlier in the game.
Smart decision by Bobby Reed. All I'd like to do is see him stay in the pocket more. Don't get outside the tackle. He's blocking, trying to force the defensive end outside. Don't roll past that. Just kind of set yourself up. Nobody else is coming. Take your time looking down the field. You've got a split second or two longer to kind of look things over. If not, do what he did. Sling it out of bounds.
You saw Gilberry coming out of the game again. Reed's gone 3 for 10, but they've been long yardage plays on the 3 receptions. 71 yards. Second down here from the 13. Looking into the end zone. The alley-oop. This up for grabs. It is incomplete. It was out of bounds. Double coverage on Woods, the primary receiver on that play.
I'd just like to see Dewan Woods get a little more sense of urgency about him. His body language, to me, not telling me he's in this game much. You know, you see him here. No, it's a badly thrown football. Go up, give me some effort. Try to make a play regardless. You see the 2 defensive backs for Alabama breaking on the football. Go over there. You never know. One guy catches it, taps down, and it's an interception going the other way on the 20.
Yeah. 1 for 5 in third down conversions for Oklahoma State. This is a third down. The first down marker is up at the 3-yard line. As they get into that red zone territory, again, they've got the lead 14-7, and they've got the football. On the handoff, straight ahead. Not even close. A 2-yard gain for Savage. He is stopped by Terrence Jones, the senior linebacker.
Right now playing the field position battle, not going to give up any yardage or have a bad play happen inside the opponent's red zone. Mike Gundy choosing to kick the field goal here, but don't want to have anything happen. You see him coaching up Bobby Reed. Quarterback himself back in the day in 1989 was a pretty good football player for Oklahoma State. Boy, they came down the year before and put a good whipping on us down in the Astrodome.
You remember that?
Man, Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas, Hardlee Dykes. Wow.
28-yard attempt here for Jason Ricks, who is 8 out of 10. Longest 53. That one is up. A 28-yard field goal attempt, and it is good. So he puts it through. They got the field position they wanted, and they extend their lead. As right now, the Cowboys on top of the Crimson Tide.
He does know how to do that. Win basketball games.
I sometimes think, and I like Bobby personally, but it's almost like Barry Bonds. They're both going to get the numbers, but are they worthy of it? Are they worthy of emulation and the numbers they get?
You just know there's a little bit extra coming with it.
Yep.
So.
Yep, I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that. Good football game here. Now Alabama's going to get the football back and an opportunity, and they need to put up some points here in this first half. Red and ready to kick. That wind has kind of shifted and is almost rolling across the field now. He has gotten the foot into it a couple of times, though. That's going to be again in the end zone. Thought about it, but it'll be down. Rashid Johnson working as a return man today and not giving him any chance to run the football back. And that's a big deal because Alabama's got the opportunity with the speedsters they have on the receiving team to get some yardage.
And you can see defensively confidence growing for this Oklahoma State defensive unit. They've gotten a little more aggressive, started this football game playing a little zone coverage, and now they've gone man-to-man blitz. John Parker Wilson on a couple of occasions. So if you get them playing downhill and they're getting pressure right now with the 4 guys up front, that's what they want to do.
Alabama's had a long way to go in their scoring chances, as you saw from their starting positions. 1st and 10 here. They take it to the near side, and there is nowhere to go. That'll be for a loss as Jimmy Johns, trying to go to the right side, got taken down by Neathon. Jeremy Neathon, known more as a pass defender, but that time as a rusher.
Yeah, but it's tremendous penetration by Larry Brown. You see him right here, which causes Jimmy John to redirect, and now Jeremy Neathon comes up and makes a play. But that penetration by the defensive line, again, once again effective for Oklahoma State.
I gotta believe this defense is having one of its better games of the season here. They are really shutting down the Alabama offense. There's a 2nd down now and 12, a loss of 2. From under center, going to go to the air. That is going to be caught and will be taken up to the 29-yard line. A gain of 10, but they needed 12 for a first down. DJ Hall on the catch.
Yeah, when I talked to John Parker Wilson yesterday, I asked him, I said, if you need a play, say it's 3rd down and 6 and you got to have a play, where are you going with the football? He said, without hesitation, DJ Hall. He's going to make a play for me. Even if there's 2 guys around him, I know that he's going to give me his best effort and come up with a catch to bail us out of a bad situation. You see him right there coming up big for this Bama offense.
He has had 7 100-yard or more receiving games this year. Straight ahead up to midfield and slipped at the 49-yard line. Jimmy Johns, a 21-yard gain. Everybody moved to the outside, and he went up the middle.
Boy, he is a true definition of big back. 6'2", almost 230 pounds, just a sophomore, and this is coming right into your living room. You see just a crease for the big fella. He hits it going full speed, trying to cut back, and his feet come from under him. But, boy, I'll tell you, that's hitting it on the go right there. North and south, getting your shoulder pads pointed down the field.
Big play for Alabama. That's what they wanted. Darby now, we haven't heard a lot from him since the first couple of series. He's in the backfield. They fake to him. He blocks. Big rush put on. Got to get rid of it and throws it away. Good decision right there by John Parker Wilson. He had heat coming in from both sides. Good pressure by Marcus Brown, the linebacker who was closest to him.
Yeah, really nowhere to go with the football. Marcus Brown got the start today over Roderick Johnson, who had been starting most of the season. They go flip-flop back and forth, but it's Brown today in the bowl game.
He's had an ankle problem, an ankle injury that has slowed him down this year. Did not slow him down there. It is a 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 49-yard line. Alabama trying to move into Cowboy territory. A little flip pass to the near side. They'll do it. 45, 40. Got a little room along the sideline and down to the 31-yard line. Van Zant moved in and put the hit on, and a flag is down after a 30-yard gain.
Yeah, late flag comes in, and with the official word here. That's going to tack on an extra 15.
Boy, have these penalties played an important part in this first half. Kenneth Darby on the carry.
Personal foul, 93 of the defense. That's 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st down.
Well, Ryan McBean, the coaches think he's going to be a defensive end in the NFL. He's got next level talent. But you see here, the way to set the screen up using your eyes, zone coverage, which allows the blockers to get down the field and engage the defenders. And all you need is just a body in front of a guy. You don't need to have the perfect block thrown. Just shield the defender a little bit and allow Kenneth Darby to do his thing.
That turns into a 45-yard play, 30 on the carry, 15 on the penalty. Johns is in the backfield, near side to the 5-yard line. They faked it to Johns. Caudell on the carry. He's going to get 10 yards, and they're moving to TD territory.
Yeah, nice little handoff underneath to Matt Caudell, and you'll see him get out on the edge. And right there, once you reach the end man on the line of scrimmage, your thought process ought to be getting your shoulders turned and get north and south with the football. 1st down, Bama. I'll tell you something. That screen pass, let's go back to the screen pass for a second and talk about that. It's effective for 2 reasons. In zone coverage, you got to have guys shield guys that we talked about and described. And we've got an injured Alabama player down. Looks like Justin Britt, the big left guard for Alabama. But then if a defense chooses to go man to man, then all of a sudden you got man and they're chasing down the field. If you pop the first level of the defense, which is usually the defensive line rushing the quarterback, you got defensive backs chasing. Now it's just a foot race to the end zone.
And Justin Britt remains down on the field for Alabama. He'll be attended to. And as they do that, let's take a look at today's Aflac. Thank you. Trivia question. When was the last time an Alabama player rushed for at least 1,000 yards in 3 consecutive seasons? Last time Alabama player had 1,000 yards, 3 consecutive seasons. Neither of us could guess that. We know the answer, but we were wrong in our, both of us wrong in our guess. Well, Alabama closing in. There is Darby. He saw action in the first couple of series they had, then kind of disappeared from the offense, then reasserted back in, and he had that big screen play. Johns is in the backfield now, 2nd man in that 2-man running back formation. 1st down and goal. 1st and goal for Alabama. They go to Johns, 5-4, down to the 1, and not in.
Gonna mark him just short. But boy, he is running with some determination, using power and speed to go along with it. You get all that mixed up, and you're going to move some bodies. You see him here. Nice move to get outside and then engages the defense. And he's a downhill runner. He looks for the contact, and usually he's the guy that's delivering the punch when you get in a crowded area.
Man, he's having a day. He averages only 23 yards a game. He's already over that here in the first half. Bama looking for the touchdown. 2nd man through. Big collision and did not get in. Held at the line of scrimmage. Castile. What a shot put on by Roderick Johnson.
When we talked about him, it was Marcus Brown who got the start, but down here in goal line situations, they used both Roderick Johnson and Marcus Brown. It was Johnson who was the first guy to arrive at Tim Castile.
And he did arrive.
He did arrive.
He saw just a little daylight there as they were blocking low, trying to let Castile go over them. It'll bring up a 3rd down and goal. McClain and Castile in the backfield. Try it again. Castile goal line. Touchdown! They get it in. Oklahoma State can't believe it. They didn't think they crossed the line. Andre Sexton was saying no, no, no. But the officials say touchdown, and Alabama's on the board again.
Well, you're going to see him pull Mike Johnson, the left guard, who came in for Justin Britt, but they get north and south with Tim Castile, their short yardage specialist, and I may take a look at this one.
You better hurry up.
Wow.
There's the look.
Yeah, and the officials see it just like we did. I don't think the football got in. And it's going to be 4th down for Alabama on the inch line.
So there'll be an official review here. Did his knee go down before he pushed the ball across the line?
What tremendous push up front. And it was number 20, Andre Sexton, the safety, coming up. And I think the football is going to come down just short of the goal line. You see him right here. The knee is going to go down right there. The football is down short. Well, you know, if it's touching, I don't know if there's enough evidence to overturn it now that you look at it from that angle.
You've got to have indisputable evidence that the call on the field was wrong. Otherwise, the call on the field stands. The call on the field is touchdown.
And keep in mind, the tip of the football just needs to touch the goal line, and it's a touchdown.
Breaking that plane, you're looking at the replays just as the replay officials are. They get all of the angles that we have for the broadcast.
I think it's going to hold up.
After review, the play stands is called on the field. Touchdown.
And that's a good call because I don't think there was indisputable evidence. And Alabama's on the board. Pretty good drive. Castile taking that one in for the touchdowns. He came in with 5 rushing touchdowns on the season. It's kind of funny because their leading ball carrier, Kenneth Darby, 200 carries, no TDs. Castile, 40 carries, 5 TDs. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. Jamie Christensen puts it through. Great drive right there, as it was 9 plays, 80 yards, and 4:15. Now the president of Petro, son Rayfield Wright, Fort Valley State, where he went to college.
Well, he gave his Hall of Fame speech. It's supposed to be 10 minutes long, and he went about 22 minutes. And he said, hey, I waited 22 years. I'm going 22 minutes. So a minute for every year that he waited. And that's all right by me.
That's perfectly all right. All right, we're still in the first half. 2:30 left to go. As 17-14 now. Cowboys on top. They'll get the football back, taken at the 7-yard line. That is Grant Jones, dangerous runner. Jones 30, 35. Boy, has he been consistent up to the 36. He averages 30 yards a return, number 1 in the nation when it comes to those kick returns. Let's check in with Reese Davis. Reese.
All right, Gary, coming up on the Smith Barney halftime report, we'll talk about Michigan's passing fancy and what USC can do to defend it, and a giant acquisition and somewhat surprising one in San Francisco. Basketball coaches you guys talked about, Bob Knight, on the brink of history, all coming up in a bit.
All right, that'll be in our halftime. That's going to be carried up to near midfield. Good run right there for 10 yards. Prince Hall moved in on the hit, and that is going to be a first down. That'll stop the clock. So right back comes Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and you see them kind of changing tempo again, getting to the line of scrimmage, getting a play call, and they're going to go right away and run the football as soon as the official sets the football.
Bobby Reed, that double threat, boy, you cannot leave him alone. Give him a chance to run. He dumps it off. That'll be incomplete on the far side. A flag goes down. And it's going to go against the offense. Oklahoma State's going to have a holding call. Both of these coaches are going to have to talk to the players about these penalties. We know part of it's the rust of not having played for a month.
Holding, 75 of the offense. 10 yards to previous spot. Repeat first down.
But it's hurting.
Yeah, Corey Hilliard, he's just trying to save Bobby Reed here. He's got a little leakage in the pass protection, and right there, I got to tackle you. That's right. Get him off me. Those are the kind as a quarterback you don't mind. You say, hey, big fella, we'll work to get it back, but thanks a lot when you're watching the film the next day.
Hilliard said I might have got the penalty, but at least you didn't get hit. There you see the penalties then. They've not just been penalties, they've affected the game. First down and 20 in the pocket, gets hit. Dumps it off at the 40-yard line, and a gain of another 3 in the carry. That is Keith Toston. That'll be an 8-yard gain total, but not even back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I tell you, Bobby looks like he's struggling a little bit. His feet aren't under him where he can get any power on the throw, and that's why I think everything's kind of skipping in to his receivers. He's got to just stand in there, be strong in the pocket.
Bobby Reed, that sophomore quarterback, on the handoff. That'll be brought downfield to about the 44-yard line. That is Tostin again. Keep an eye on the clock now. You got 1:27 left to go. Both teams with timeouts remaining, and they'll use them here because they've got a chance, if not for the TD, at least to get within field goal range again for Oklahoma State. They've got 1 timeout remaining. Reed, he's telling Reed, Mike Gundy was, good use of the timeout. That's okay. I think Reed was a little concerned as to whether or not he should have used it there or not.
Well, you see the rushing yards, just total domination by Oklahoma State, and that does 2 things for you. You establish dominance on the ground as well as chew up some clock. And underneath, Dantrell Savage, nice little move inside. He can run between the tackles for a smaller guy. And then you see the gear that he has once he hits it coming downhill. Keith Tostin as well has provided a nice little spark getting himself into the end zone, but Oklahoma State on the ground has totally dominated this football game and the line of scrimmage. You get the offensive linemen involved. They like having fun. Hey, run behind us. They want to take credit. They don't get much credit up front, but they like it when they get it.
Both those guys have touchdowns. Savage has got 68 yards, 10 carries. Tostin 32 on 5. And TDs. All right, let's take a look at today's Aflac trivia question and answer.
Really
Get
surprised.
That duck out of there. When was the last time an Alabama player rushed for at least 1,000 yards 3 consecutive seasons?
It's never happened. And Kenneth Darby can do it today with a 180-yard performance to become the first player. But the way Oklahoma State has been playing the run, it is going to be tough. Unless he gets most of it in the second half of this football game, it may not happen in 2006.
Not only that, there was medical attention being rendered to Darby down on the sideline. Looks like he's okay. We'll see. And this conversion is going to be carried to the 40. And who's got the football?
It came out and it got kicked forward. And looks like Oklahoma State not only is going to come up with a fumble recovery, but they'll get a couple of extra yards to go along with it.
Good work in the interior line to hang on to that football. Running out of time here. They still got a timeout to use. 1:19 remaining. Clock stops while they move the markers. See that football squirted ahead. 1st down and 10. They want to get in field goal range if they can. Throwing down the middle. That's going to be caught at the 25-yard line. You talk about throwing through defenders. Brandon Pettigrew, a 15-yard reception.
Yeah, and that one Bobby Reed stepped into. He knew where he was going with the football, saw and read the coverage, and then delivered a nice strike for a 1st down.
Alabama defense is going to rise up now as they've only got 3 down linemen. Reed on the handoff inside the 20 and inside the 15-yard line. That is Tostin again on the carry. And again, the clock will be stopped. Another 1st down. Johnson moved up on the hit. Oklahoma State moving the football. Under a minute to go in the 1st half. Clock starts as they set the football.
Yeah, plenty of time. They still got the timeout in their back pocket and just want to take it down where you don't leave Alabama with anything on the clock.
Reed looking to the near side. It is caught and taken out of bounds at the 7-yard line. That is Woods for a 7-yard gain.
Let's go back and take a look at this fumble. When Juwan Simpson for Alabama is going to have an opportunity to pick this thing up. It squirts forward, like you mentioned, gets kicked. Instead of just falling on the football, right there, it comes out, and Johnny on the spot is Keith Tostin, who comes up, fights him for the football, gets it back. It's a 1st down for Oklahoma State as opposed to Alabama having the football going down with 3 timeouts trying to score.
That is a big play not made by Alabama. Touchdown! Tostin, 3 yards. What a drive in the closing moments of the 1st half for Oklahoma State.
It's like salt in the wound when you have an opportunity to force a turnover, get the football back, and then Oklahoma State, they take advantage of it. And as Keith Tostin getting himself into the end zone, but a second chance when you should have just fallen on that football to come up with it and get your offense on the field.
Tostin, 2 touchdowns today. He's got 6 on the season. And that is a big score to increase that lead to 23-14. Ricks is out again for the extra point. So both of these teams showing some offense here in the 1st half. It is up and it is good. So they get one in the final minute of the 1st half. Oklahoma State, the Cowboys now with a 24-14 lead. That's a back-breaking kind of score in this football game here as you're moving towards the half. Want to remind you, we're moving to some more great football tonight at 8 Eastern, ESPN. You talk about offenses, the Texas A&M Aggies will be meeting another high-powered offense, the Cal Bears, who are ranked 20th. It's the Pacific Life Holiday Bowl. You'll see it tonight, 8 Eastern on ESPN, part of Capital One Bowl week.
All right, this is speed versus power. Cal with the speed and A&M with the power. Big Jaworski lane running between the tackles, but Cal, a lot of speed on the outside. Marshawn Lynch inside running the football. It should be an exciting football game.
Pac-10 co-champs with USC for the Golden Bears, and with their quarterback Longshore with the 23 TDs. There is Toston on the sideline. He's had himself a big first half. Oklahoma State and Boise State are the only two teams who both rush and pass for over 200 yards a game, and you're seeing that balance in this game.
Yeah, it is, and you start to see Bobby Reed kind of get some rhythm to him. He's got two backs that are just kind of that are going off here in the first half, in Savage and Toston. So when you mix that together, the run and the pass, defenses don't know what you're doing. They're off balance the entire time, and now Oklahoma State starting to assert itself in this football game.
Oklahoma State, minute 49 to get that touchdown. They covered 64 yards on 8 plays, and as we said, put it both in the air and on the ground to get there. Bruce Redden waiting to kick off here.
I'm always thinking offensive. So 41 seconds, 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
We're going to the house once it hits 0, so I'm not going to leave any scoring opportunities here in Shreveport. If I'm Joe Kynes, I'm going down and I'm going to try to get some points.
Now what Redden wants to do is make sure nobody can return it, because Arenas and Johnson, who are back for Alabama, are magnificent return artists. They won't do it here. Boy, has he kicked the football, wind or no wind, he's put the ball deep every time. Let's get out of Todd Harris.
Well, Gary, as we both know, our Andre Whale is all about offense and chocolate. But in this situation, Alabama may just take a knee because their starting center, Antoine Caldwell, and their left guard, Justin Britt, both in the locker room. They left about a minute or two ago with injuries.
Well, he's letting all my secrets out.
He is, isn't he? Chocolates?
Chocolate.
You?
Caramel apples. I had a weakness.
It was very good last night. I'm glad you shared that.
I need counseling for chocolate.
I'll counsel you. Give it to me. Hand it over. They do go straight ahead rather than going for long yardage. That'll be a 4-yard gain to the 24. That is Darby on the carry. Darby, career-wise, over 3,300 yards. Came into the game with 11 touchdowns scored for the senior, playing in his final game for Alabama. And they're going to let it go right there with the final 10 seconds ticking off here at the Petrosun Independence Bowl in Shreveport. They'll take it to the locker room with a fine offensive performance by both teams, but Oklahoma State getting a key touchdown in the final minute of the first half extended their lead to 24-14. And we remind you again of what's up for grabs. You've got two teams here who on the year are both 6-6. So one of these teams will end up below 500. Let's get out of Todd.
Coach Kynes, it's been a while since you were the head coach. What do you tell your team at half?
We just got to stop that little inside trap. You know, the option didn't hurt us much. We played pretty hard. We just got to stop that inside thing. Offensively, we kind of sputtered around, got the ball in the end zone. You know, defensively, we got to get out off the field on that 2-minute drive.
With key injuries to your offensive line, what do you do in the second half?
Oh, we're just going to play. We just got to keep playing.
Thank you, Coach.
He has a magnificent personality, I'll tell you that. All right, there's your score.
And you can establish some dominance up front. When they went away from that, started throwing the football around, it gave Oklahoma State some opportunities to stop them, first of all, and then get some scoring opportunities of their own.
Andre, while not a lot of teams use it anymore, we've seen it over the years, decades in college football. The option is very tough to defend against when you got a quarterback who can run and pass.
Oh, absolutely. When you have a guy like Bobby Reed who can put some pressure on the defense on the edges with his legs, and then all of a sudden you bring in an element of play action. You stick it in there, play action pass, and then move it, drop back and sling one over the top. They are one of two teams, you mentioned it, that average 200 yards in the air, 200 yards on the ground, and we see why in this football game.
Boise State is the other. We are ready to go. Alabama had the option at the start of the football game and declined. They will take the football here. Again, that's going to be taken in the end zone, and it's going to be run out. to the 10, 15, up to the 20, and a good return to the 24-yard line. Rashad Johnson finally gets a chance to carry one out. Todd Harris.
Well, just moments ago, I talked with Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy. He told me he was very happy. You guys remember earlier this week, he told us they wanted to use the pass to set up the run. Well, today he said it's the run that's carrying the pass. Bobby Reed, his quarterback, he said did not have a very good first half. He's had tightness in his lower back. He's been on the exercise bike here at halftime. He says he expects bigger things from him, but the most important thing is he's leading, and their backup tight end, Justin Waller, he is out for the game. Gary?
All right, Todd. Bobby Reed went 6 for 14, 101 yards Passing. Alabama's got the football, 1st and 10. It'll be carried to the near side 30-yard line and driven out of bounds. DJ Hall, a 6-yard gain. Andre said go to the ground, and that's the way they start. Crimson Tide, their last 6 drives.
Yeah, you see here punt, and then they go the touchdown when they went to the ground game, and then punt, and then a touchdown again when they responded and went back to the ground. I tell you, and then took a knee to go into halftime. They need to run the football. Establish it. You're only 2 scores down. Plenty of time in this football game. You score here, and you are back in it in a very, very positive way.
Joe Kynes, who is working as the defensive coordinator and the interim head coach for Alabama, watching his team with the football on this 2nd down and 4. They did not have good field position most of the first half. That one's taken and down at the 35-yard line. 5-yard gain. Will Oakley on the reception, and that is enough for a 1st down.
Well, a nice little job of hitting the crossing route. You're going to see the receiver ISO here. When you get zone coverage, you just kind of work your way, find the 1st down marker, and then now show your numbers to the quarterback, catch it, and get yourself a 1st down.
Adjust, adjust, adjust. That's the name of all of sports. We'll see how these two teams do that here. There is Oakley, first reception. His football game, and enough for the 1st down, moving that ball up to the 46-yard line. Looking into the flats, wide open. It is incomplete. That is McClain, a fullback, and he was open but couldn't get the football.
Well, nice touch on the football by John Parker Wilson. You'll see right here. Nice little play fake when you're running the football effectively, but nice touch. Come on, big fella. Just bring that one down. Don't fight it. Just let it happen.
He started looking in front of him and saw nothing, I think, before he had the football. That'll bring up a 2nd down. Alabama led by Jimmy Johns in the rushing department, 38 yards. In the receiving department, Keith Darby out of the backfield at 3 receptions for 27 yards to lead Alabama in that department. Wilson, the quarterback, was 8 for 17 with a touchdown pass. That's going to be carried to the 42-yard line, a 6-yard gain. That is Darby. Darby's had an impressive career and an impressive game so far here, taken down by DeGrate.
Oh, a nice little stretch play when you're just trying to put some pressure on the edges of Oklahoma State's defense. Get yourself in 3rd down and medium, because you can convert and call a lot of plays when you're 3rd down and 4 or 5. So right here, Alabama operating with a full playbook.
Alabama 3 for 6 in 3rd down conversions in the first half. They were 40% on 3rd down conversions on the year. Castile's in the backfield. They're going to pass. Big rush. Avoids the hit. He can get the 1st down on his legs and does. Just shy of midfield, and the carry for 7 yards.
Well, didn't have a lot of yards rushing this season, but certainly athletic enough to pull it down and just pick up enough to get the 1st down. You're going to see here they have a lot of out routes, 3 out routes on that side. Throw it quick. Nothing's there. He pulls it down. Right here, get the 1st down and get yourself down. Protect the football.
Ryan McBean had a shot at Wilson before he was able to break free. There you see the rushing game on the season that he has had. Here's the pitch to the near side. Darby on the carry. Hurdles, takes it over midfield for a 2-yard gain. Darby will probably be called on a lot here in the 2nd half by Alabama if this game is close, to keep the running game going.
Most SEC teams, this is what you expect. Nice ground game and then some play action pass off that. But, you know, when you talk about Steve Spurrier, that's a whole different element.
Yeah, that's
because he's going to do things differently. They're going to spray it around the park, and he is one guy that, you know, they talk about the passing game. He runs the football. I think he uses the passing game to set up the run, certainly.
All right, now Alabama's on the move, looking down the near sideline. Oh, bad pass. It is intercepted, and he dropped it. At the 28-yard line, Andre Sexton had that football as though he was the receiver. So surprised he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman free safety, it just came right into his lap. Just catch it. Hang on. just bring the football in right there, trying to kind of tightening up as the football got there. Made a big hit on the goal line for Oklahoma State, but right there, that should have been an interception and a turnover for that defensive unit.
He can't believe he could not hang on to that football. Another third down and 8. Alabama would love to score here in this opening drive of the second half. Castile's in the backfield blocking. Good protection. Over the middle, it is caught. And that's going to be enough for a first down, and then some at the 33 to DJ Hall, a 16-yard gain.
All right, he took a big shot from Donovan Woods, but he holds on to the football. Donovan Woods was this team's quarterback much of last year when Bobby Reed was injured, but nice touch on the football, giving DJ Hall an opportunity to come up with a nice reception on the move, and you'll see him right here get stepped on by his center, Antoine Caldwell, but gathers himself, remains composed, and delivers the football.
Good third down conversion. Wilson, the carry will be taken down to about the 32-yard line. John Parker Wilson. And for Alabama now, getting down to territory where all season long they've had trouble moving the football.
Well, it's John Parker, the quarterback, is up top, and now it's the running back, Jimmy John. This is a package that they told us, kind of similar to what Arkansas does a little bit, where they direct snap to the quarterback, and then he has the option to run from that point.
Jimmy Johns is number 10. John Parker Wilson, number 14. Wilson moves back under center here. He was a receiver on the last play. There's that first down marker, but it's an incomplete pass, and no chance to be held onto by Stover. Good defensive coverage by Van Zandt.
Yeah, Martell Van Zandt. And we mentioned the fact that the kid that was born deaf without eardrums. He is a fast, big corner, though. 6'2", 205 pounds, and runs well under 4.5. So he is going to attract some interest on the next level.
This is the 11th play of the drive. Second time they've had to convert on the third down situation. They are needing this one. They need the football, and still on the fly. They're going to get it. Down to the 15-yard line. Tim Castile on an extra effort carry for 24 yards.
Well, it's taken a little while for Dave Rader to get back in play calling mode, but he seems to be in a great rhythm in this drive. Right here, nice little screen pass. We talked about it when teams play zone. Now you got to block down the field as opposed to just running him off in man-to-man coverage. And Tim Castile right there, a nice catch and a nice run for a first down.
Castile putting him down inside the 20-yard line. Red zone territory again. First down at 10. First down's at the 5-yard line. Looking to the end zone. Big rush. Gets away from one. Turns back inside, and wisely Wilson goes down as he had coverage all over the place in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 2. Peterson moved in to help put the pressure on.
Yeah, Nathan Peterson, the junior defensive end, was the first guy to arrive. The coaches describe him as a big man in a small man's body. Just 6'2", 240 pounds playing defensive end, but he is an excellent pass rusher. And we saw him a couple of different occasions flush John Parker Wilson out of the pocket.
Alabama with Darby in the backfield. They bring the man in motion, 2 receivers right side. He'll roll this way. Wilson looking, nobody open. He's going to try and cut back across the field. Doesn't get very far. He'll have a gain of 3. Takes it inside the 15-yard line.
Maybe trying to do a little bit too much now, Gary. He had a receiver open. DJ Hall down. A little out route along the sideline was open. Just trust what you're seeing and give him the football. Have confidence in your arm and deliver it. Don't try to do too much. Don't play outside of what your offensive scheme is giving you or trying to do. Just deliver the football within and operate within the structure of the offense.
Another third down. They are 6 for 9 now in the game. Third down conversions. They've got 5 receivers available here for Wilson. Wilson, first down is at the 5. They're not there, and they're going to be shy of it by 1.5 yards. The catch by Travis McCall, the sophomore, who's a tight end, and now it's decision time.
Yeah, and they are 4th worst in the entire country at just 34% on the year in the red zone. So now they're going to come out and take points any way you can get them. If you're Joe Kynes, they're 2 scores down anyway. They're going to need a field goal to get back in this game.
So they will go for it. Jamie Christensen, who's 12 for 16 in the field goal department, a 24-yard attempt here for the junior kicker for Alabama. E.J. Fitzgerald, the holder. The kick is up, and it is good. So they get 3 out of that. That brings them back to 24-17. One possession football game here in the third quarter. Number 42, let's meet him.
Outside of football, I'm kind of chill person. I like to lay back, and I love to watch CSI. I got all the seasons. Sometimes I feel like I'm a detective, so that's all I do. One thing they might not know about me, I used to have to wear corrective shoes when I was a kid, because I think I was pigeon-toed and everything. You know, I wore corrective shoes for a long time. So my mom still jokes with me today, says she don't know how I'm able to run, you know, because I wore those shoes for so long.
Well, they were, because he's one of the fastest players on the team right now.
And was selected last night as the defensive captain on this team. And they do it a little different at Alabama, where they vote the captains after the season, and they put their handprints and footprints at Denny Chimes, which is a huge landmark on the campus of Alabama. And they get to do that. They're cemented in forever on the campus at Alabama.
It's a great honor. Christensen is ready to kick it off, and ought to get a return here. That wind blowing a little crossfield, but also in his face a little bit, as Alabama went 15 plays, 69 yards, took over 6 minutes and got that field goal off it. Taking it the 13-yard line, up over the 25 to the 27. Grant Jones, the number 1 kickoff returner in the nation. Let's get out to Todd.
Gary here with Mr. Boone Pickens, and the first question I have to ask you, Mr. Pickens, is what's it like to write a check for $250 million to your alma mater?
It was exciting. It was exciting.
You're enjoying the game with your wife, Madeline. What is your dream for your alma mater?
BCS.
No questions asked.
No questions asked. We'll get there. There's no question about that. We've had a great season this year. Coach Gundy has done a marvelous job. The team was clean. We never had any problems with any of our players. Everything worked super for us this year. Great year.
You've been generous with your money throughout the university and the international community. We thank you for that. Your ideas and your perspective on the game tonight.
Oh, we're going to win. We're going to win.
Well, Gary, a guy that gives that much money, I'm going to take his word for it.
28-yard gain right there. I thought you'd ask for a loan. I can't believe he didn't do that. Couldn't he have written Todd a check? Huh?
And sent it to where he could split it up 3 ways, myself.
Yeah, that's right. What a great supporter.
Pretty hard-working guys.
Yeah. T-Bone Pickens, who has made tremendous contributions to this program and their new facilities, which are still under construction. Good 28-yard reception on that one from Bobby Reed. Oklahoma State passing against this Alabama defense. It was so strong against the pass during the regular season. Reed off the handoff straight ahead, shy of a first down. That is Savage on a 4-yard gain. He's been their leading ground gainer here in this football game with 68 yards in the first half.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at the big-time pass by Brendan Pettigrew right there, just kind of up the field as a tight end, releasing 4 verticals, and good job with the eyes by Bobby Reed into coverage.
Good read here on the screen, taken down at the 40-yard line. There'll be no gain. Reed trying to go against the flow on the near side, but you see the double coverage that was put on there. Good play by Marcus Carter for Alabama, who moved up from the quarterback to help out on the tackle.
Yeah, the former walk-on, now starting at free safety, just a junior. He's now on scholarship, but he came to this football team as a walk-on. 6 foot, 200 pounds, good athlete playing in the defensive backfield.
And now a big third down play. Oklahoma State's 2 for 7 and third down conversions on the day. They've got a 3rd down and a 6 in Alabama territory. Savage, the lone setback. Bama charges in, and there's a flag before they get the snap off.
Usually that's a false start when it's blown dead before the whistle. I mean, before the ball snap.
False start.
Yep.
75 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And you get that old quick whistle, and it's the big fella, the 4-year starter on that offensive line, and Corey Hilliard. The coaches think he can play at the next level. He's their best offensive lineman. You talk to him, And being an old lineman, his childhood hero was Brett Favre. He said they'd go out and play in the backyard, and hey, he wanted to be Brett Favre.
Linemen can dream too. Come on, you trophy-winning quarterbacks. It'll bring up the 3rd down and 11. 3rd and 11. So Bobby Reed will go back and take this out of the gun. Looking for the 1st down. Big rush from the cornerback. Flags are down. Probably a holding call as Alabama on the last 2 plays has brought everybody into the box, and a big rush by Terrence Jones.
Well, I like it. You're talking about the 18th ranked defense in this country.
75 for the offense. Penalties refused. 4th down.
Well, Corey Hilliard he is having a hard time on that edge with Wallace Greenberry, who is back in this football game after kind of limping off early. But we mentioned the fact Gilberry would play in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he just loves to play football.
He prefers to play in the opponent's backfield,
Yeah,
however.
he likes the helmet and the shoulder pads, and then give me a free pat to that quarterback.
Good job by the Alabama defense now after they got that field goal in their first possession of the half. Now they've got a chance to get it back. Foge will do the kicking. He waits, puts the foot into it at the 40. Fair catch is called for and handled at the 15-yard line, where Alabama will take over after a 35-yard punt and a chance to get this game tied up if they can find the end zone. Wins 30 than anybody else. Their 112th year of football, 12 national titles, 21 SEC championships, but trailing Oklahoma State right now. Alabama's got the football. They had a good first drive. They've had 8 different rushers in this game. 1st down and a 10, and that's going to be carried straight ahead. A little fumble on the snap there, but they got it back and maybe pick up a couple.
We just got to take care of the football. But if you're wondering, you see here, just kind of short snaps him, anticipating it to be a little bit longer. John Parker Wilson does a good job of getting on the football. You're looking for a coach, and you're trying to decide if the guy you have as the interim is the guy. I'll tell you, Joe Kynes has done well for himself early. Nice adjustments at halftime. Offensively, they go down, they get a field goal out of it. Defensively, you hold, and you get the football back with an opportunity to tie up this ball game.
Ian Dave Rader, the offensive coach, making the changes. That's going to be carried by Wilson to the 23, 24-yard line, and he gets hog-tied there. That'll be a gain of 6. The coaching scenario for Alabama, the fact that they've gone a month without a coach, is of big interest. Those who have had an interest, Rich Rodriguez, Nick Saban, Steve Spurrier, either have been asked and said no or just said no before being asked. Gruden, Johnson, Kynes, who's coaching today, Tedford, and Saban still on that list of possibilities.
Yeah, he is the guy that they want, is Saban. And I'll tell you, it's going to be
He
tough.
says no.
He says no, but those close to this program say he's still interested. We got reasons why he's interested.
Pretty emphatic about it this past week. That'll be for a 1st down, caught at the 30-yard line, gain of 6. Good play and a tough reception by DJ Hall on a low pass thrown by John Parker Wilson.
I just watched this receiver and the cornerback work. Nice, strong cornerback. Martell Van Zandt trying to physically throw DJ Hall off his route. And when you're a receiver and you're working against press coverage, you better use your hands to get yourself a release up the field. And DJ Hall right there, getting his hands involved to free himself up on a slant route for a 1st down.
4th reception for Hall. He comes out of the football game. 1st down and a 10. Run it to the near side from the deep back position, and there'll be maybe a loss of a yard on that one. Good penetration. Oklahoma State getting in the backfield. Andre Sexton, the strong safety, was there on Jimmy Johns.
Well, he's played himself one heck of a football game. Had his hand on an interception, and he won't get an easier one earlier. But ball thrown right in his chest, and he puts it on the ground. But we saw him with a big hit along the goal line, and they're coming up in run support.
They've got 7 underclassmen. Oklahoma State does in their starting lineup in defense, and 9 underclassmen listed in when you go through the backup. So a young defense out there that they were a little worried about. Tripping and falling as he tried to back up was John Parker Wilson. I'm not sure if he hit somebody's foot or just tripped himself.
Boy, that's a couple of times, and you'll see working over him is Larry Brown, the big guy right there in the middle for Oklahoma State. And he's just getting a handful right there. You got to snap, get yourself back, and then try to pass protect, but he's catching it from big Larry Brown.
And another 3rd down. These 3rd downs popping up all over the place. 7 for 11 for Alabama. Much better than they did on the regular season when they were 40%. Tim Castile is in, long yardage now, 3rd and 11. Castile's the only man on the backfield. He'll block. Looking over the middle, Wilson completes it up to the 40-yard line, and that's a first down. There you saw DJ Hall knowing exactly where he was on the field. A 14-yard gain, just enough for the first down.
Well, playmakers make plays at critical times in a ball game, and it's easy when the game's just kind of rocking along to make a play here and there. But when it's 3rd down and forever, and DJ Hall once again coming up big for Alabama offensively.
Now there's a flag down and an eligible receiver downfield. Oh, these penalties for both of these teams.
It has killed Alabama.
Illegal touching. Number 22. He was covered up and was first to touch the ball. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
Well, that's terrible because it's just a formation thing where, you look at him as he's covered up inside at the top up here. And boy, just kind of gets himself down the field and gets the first down, but it's coming back. And you got to know where to line up on the field just to get the play started.
That really hurts.
Right, looks like, it's a shoulder thing. He's kind of dragging a right arm or something. He's looking 100%.
He's got a bad shoulder, Andre.
Yeah, you can tell there that he is. He's kind of favoring it a little bit.
That's number 22, DJ Hall. You saw coming back out on the field with that right shoulder dragging down. Now it's 3rd down and 17. 4 receivers out. Looking Wilson, short of the first down. Fine defensive coverage. 7-yard gain, not nearly enough. Doesn't even get him back to the original line of scrimmage. And again, Andre Sexton on Matt Goodell.
Yeah, a lot of deep zone coverage. Just going to try to keep all the receivers in front of them and not give up that first down. You're wondering why. Why do you throw it for 7 yards? There's nobody deep, and you don't want to force one. Trying to pick up a first down, you make a bad play, and then it's a turnover, an interception going the other way.
B.J. Fitzgerald averaging 38 yards a punt. Dangerous kick. Ooh, how did he get that off? It will hit at the 40-yard line and take an Alabama bounce and be downed at the 34-yard line. It looked like he kicked that right through the defender. It is a 38-yard punt as P.J. Fitzgerald shows us a little holiday magic. Punt through the guy. Thank you very much.
But if it's not touched, it should be running into the kicker. It should be a penalty against Oklahoma State, but here we are.
It was not. Savage is in the backfield. Oklahoma State's got the football. That was a big punt, though, because field position's a little deeper than what you thought it would have been for Oklahoma State on this drive. 1st and 10. Back and looking to the sidelines. It is almost intercepted, incomplete at the 45-yard line. That's Robinson.
And he's matched up once again against DeJuan Woods, and I don't know if he was a little sick coming into this game or what, but it just doesn't feel like from this angle, looking at him, watching his body language on the field, that he's giving you 100%.
And that's talking about Woods, the receiver. This is one of the key matchups in the football game. Robinson playing his 50th game, only the 11th player at Alabama to reach that number. A real veteran and a very fine pass defender. Brings up the 2nd down and 10. Looking to the far side after the fake. And that is going to be completed. It's enough for a first down, and that is Woods. They go right back to him. A 14-yard gain. He is a key receiver, 38 receptions, 5 for touchdowns during the season. And he's had in his career over 2,800 yards receiving-wise. Minute 52 left to go here in the 3rd. And just falling ahead for 3 yards is Savage. Savage taken down by Gilberry, who's played a strong game inside.
Yeah, he's just a junior and a big presence inside. He's getting up the field. Tremendous penetration when Oklahoma State decides to run the football. And then he's given Corey Hilliard, the left tackle, just fits on his way to Bobby Reed.
Moving the football here in a hurry. Now they'll stand up and go to the sideline. They're at midfield. 12 carries, 76 yards for Savage so far in this game. He's in the backfield here with the 2 receivers off on the short side. Savage on the carry, keeps the knees moving. He'll get close to the first down marker. 7-yard gain. Dukes on the hit. We'll have to check the spotting for the first down. Todd.
Gary, quickly, we talked about Martell Van Zandt. What a great story he is. Well, here's his lifeline to the hearing world. This is Alan Lee, his translator. You travel all the way from Oklahoma City every day during football season. What has been the most difficult part for you?
Just the pace of the game and how fast I have to interpret things.
You talked to me earlier about how you have to interpret not just plays, but everything else he hears, teammates' comments.
Yeah, if the other players can hear things, then he has to have the opportunity to hear them also.
Talk about sense of humor. What's it like working with him on a day-in and day-out basis?
Oh, you know, they cut up and they joke and tease each other all the time, so it's a good time.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot. We'll see y'all later.
What a great job he does, and what a magnificent position to be working with someone who's not just a football player, but a very good football player and is deaf.
He's got excellent size and feet. And here on a 3rd down and short, they try to run Savage between the tackles, and he's going to come up with looks like just short of the 1st down. They're going to bring the sticks out and measure it. But it's going to look, it looks to be just short of the 1st down mark.
Alabama defense may be getting it done here. Take a look at how they use the signing. There you see how short they are for 1st down. It's going to be a 4th down. He's going to be involved in everything. He stays right around Van Zant, who is deaf. Everything's said to him by players, coaches. He relays the information. That's
amazing.
What a job.
Amazing. And
now what are you going to do here? You going to carry the football?
I tell you, I'm going to go for it. I've got the lead, and I've got I'm across midfield, and that's my determining factor. When I've got the lead in the football game, I can really take over. I've got a 7-point lead. Go ahead, trust my offensive line. They've run the football pretty effectively in this game. Go ahead and go for it here if you're Van Gundy.
I think they're going to use. I think they're going to take a timeout here to talk about it at the end of the quarter. They won't need the timeout, so they run it down. So he'll have a chance, Mike Gundy will, to talk about what he wants to do in a 4th down situation just over midfield. Our Petrosun Independence Bowl. We're going to go to the 4th quarter, and this one is still up for grabs. Going to go for the 1st down on a 4th down and 1. Bobby Reed spins, and he's got that and a lot more as he takes the ball down to about the 37-yard line. A 1st down on a 4th down attempt for Oklahoma State with John Johnson at big fullback leading the blocking for 4 yards.
What a good play call. We saw Bobby Reed keep the football on an option. This is just pure run on the part of the quarterback, a call for him to run the football, but they picked up a short yardage situation early by running the option and getting Bobby Reed pressure on the edge of the defense. Now, go back to it, make it look like option, but going to stick with Bobby Reed. The result's a good 1st down.
There's sophomore quarterback trying to lead him for another TD here, deep in the pocket, looking to the sideline. Gets a rush, gets tripped, did not have a knee down, and he'll just throw it away.
Boy, he had Pettigrew running down the seam once again, and that's where you show a little youth if you're Bobby Reed, because his eyes, you get back, you get set, and you got to be willing to let that football go. You see him kind of bring it up to throw it, but then it comes back down. He wants to run it, and then right there the throwaway. But he had Brandon Pettigrew, his tight end, up the seam once again.
Jeremy Clark, 99, the senior, 45th consecutive game on defense for Alabama, put the pressure on. It is 2nd down and 10. 3 receivers far side. Reed has gone 9 for 19 on 144 yards in the air.
Showing blitz right there.
That's what Alabama's done in this game to try and work against the pass. They blitz here. It is completed out of bounds at the 28-yard line. That is Woods. That will be a 6-yard gain. Not nearly enough for a 1st down. He'll need about 3 more, 2.5.
Boy, Alabama has been stingy in the 4th quarter. Last 4 games, they have not allowed a 4th quarter point. So you talk about stingy at the end of ball games. Alabama ranked 18th in the country in defense.
Good Petrosun Independence Bowl being seen by 45,054. The announced attendance here today. Another big 3rd down play. Work out of the gun, looking to the near sideline, and the first tackle missed. Great 2nd and 3rd effort. You had to get up to the 28-yard line. Savage tried. He gets a 6-yard gain. Let's see where they spot it.
Well, they have compared Dantrell Savage to Vernon Morency, who's now with the Green Bay Packers in terms of quickness, speed, and acceleration, and he can make you miss in the phone booth. You see him here, and you think you got a shot on him. I'll give it to you and take it away. And now it's positive yards as opposed to being hit early when he gets the football.
And he got the 1st down because of the 2nd effort. 1st down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Again, looking to the sideline. Bobby Reed for the play call. brings his man back into the backfield. That is Savage, who blocks for him. Alley-oops one down the sideline, pushing, shoving, incomplete, and there's the flag.
Had to bring the flag on that one. A little bit too much shoving by Ramsey Robinson, and you got to take those hands off him at some point. But if you don't allow him a chance to turn and make a play on the football, it's holding down the field, and this is going to be a first down for Oklahoma State inside the red zone.
And Ricky Price, the sophomore, Andre, had not been involved out there, as still does not have a reception, but he certainly got the job done.
Against the defense, number 1. It's half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Yeah, Ramsey will argue his case here, but this is clearly pass interference. You see them both looking back for the football, but a little bit too much shoving and holding there. And Ricky Price, you talked about it, came into this football game with just 4 receptions on the season, but not afraid to take advantage of all the playmakers on that side of the football.
All right, now 8 out of his last 10 by Reed have been completed. He's getting hot in the air, and this is where this team has been 8th in the nation on the 56th rather in the nation in the passing department. Now a little discussion with the head coach. Bobby Reed came over to talk to Gundy, and we'll bring it back in. Kleins keeping an eye on the clock here as they've got the chain gang was well set. He was wondering why they weren't running it off here. First down and goal just inside the 10-yard line. First and goal. Savage is in the backfield. Alabama brings everybody up. One-on-one coverage. That is caught. Touchdown. Great pass laid into the hands of Bowman for a 10-yard TD.
Well, I was sitting here looking and thinking, inside position by Simeon Castile on that side. Excuse me, Eric Gray. He's lined up well inside the receiver, and it is tailor-made for a nice little corner route and throwing over the outside shoulder and letting him adjust. Darius Bowman adjust to the football. What a heck of a throw, and a better call by Larry Fedora, the offensive coordinator of Oklahoma State.
Darius Bowman, their leading receiver on the season and the team MVP, as voted by his teammates. Ricks comes out for the extra point. 30-17. And it is up, and it is good. So 9 out of his last 11 in the air for Bobby Reed. And Savage helped on the ground. And they found their leading receiver in the end zone in a one-on-one. That's what you want. He puts it away for the TD. And the Cowboys take the lead, 31-17. This Alabama defense, ranked 29th in the nation in scoring, gave up only 18 points average per game. The Cowboys, however, have already scored 31 as they've got a 31-17 lead. And Bama's offense now has got to answer once again. This Cowboys offense has done a heck of a job here in finding ways to move the football.
Well, it's been just a good drive there, 10 plays, 66 yards, and then you punching it in. Instead of getting field goals, you're getting a touchdown. That makes it tough for a team to come back from.
Larry Fedora upstairs helping make the calls offensively as the kick goes out of bounds. It'll be Alabama on the 20-yard line for the 1st and 10. Now, they did get the field goal here in this second half on a drive, but not the TD.
Let's go back and take a look. You see the inside position of the cornerback here, Eric Gray, and that's just spelling throw it to the corner. But Bobby Reed wins with a throw because Darius Bowman turns inside. He beats him with a throw, forcing the receiver to make the adjustment to turn back around over his outside shoulder. That's winning with a throw, and nice touch over the top.
All Big 12 first team for Bowman, as he's a very dangerous offensive weapon out there. Alabama with the football, 20-yard line. Boy, they have spent a lot of time starting drives in their own territory in this game. John Parker Wilson's got Darby in the backfield with him. Darby, primary carrier, and he is down, and he'll take a loss of a yard on that despite a second and third effort as the Oklahoma State defense now looking to pin him in.
Well, they are starting to rear up. They are starting to rear up. Are there a lot of guys getting involved along that defensive front? They like to rotate. You see Marquez Fountain there coming in. McBean is in there as well. We talked about Larry Brown, all the big guys along the front 7, and they rotate guys in, all of them now starting to make plays.
Alabama may have to try and put this football in the air with all the pressure. This time only 4 down linemen. And a flag goes down in the backfield. It'll be at the 21-yard line, and 3-yard gain, a probable hold. Darby on the catch. That's exactly what it is.
It's going to be against the freshman, Andre Smith. Going to catch him holding. They threw it right down at his feet. So we'll get the official word here from the ref.
Holding, 78 of the offense. Penalties refused. Third down.
Stand corrected. It's Mike Johnson playing just inside of Andre Smith. Hey, those guys don't like to be, you're going to call them out. You make sure you get it right. They don't want to be called out like that, but it's the left guard, Mike Johnson. It was thrown right between those two guys, the flag.
Justin Britt, who's out of the game, the starter for Alabama at the guard position. And a big third down play, 3rd and 8, 7 for 12, third down conversions. 3 receivers off to the right. Looking downfield, gets it away. It is intercepted at midfield. That'll be turned back to the 45, and down goes Donovan Woods. The former quarterback, who is now the quarterback on defense, comes up with the interception.
And that's exactly how this coaching staff describes him. And you've got to be able to win with your eyes when a team plays you in zone coverage. And if you stare down a receiver, he's had some success going to DJ Hall, but then right here coming across, and you see DJ Hall flashing your picture, going on a late deep post route, and Donovan Woods comes up with a big-time interception for Oklahoma State.
That is his 2nd interception of the season, the 10th on the year, to be thrown by John Parker Wilson in great field position again for the Cowboys. Looking to take advantage of a near side. That'll be incomplete at the 45-yard line, intended for Savage, coming out of the backfield. We've shown you a number of times the starting offensive drive positions for each of these fields. I mean, the Cowboys have had an enormous advantage throughout this game in their starting position for offensive drives.
It seems like they've lived around midfield, and Alabama backed up most of this football game. If they hadn't been, they've been punted in to some bad field position. You see there, they're on 37, Alabama's on 22, but it seems like it's been much better for Oklahoma State.
A 2nd down and a 10. Cowboys would like to get one right here that might be a put-away. Carried straight ahead and down inside the 40. That is Savage for a 7-yard gain. Well, Savage may have his best career rushing day before this thing is done.
Well, you talk about it, you have a 14-point lead, and you just got a big turnover. What do I like to do in situations like this?
Let me guess.
Send one over the top.
There you go.
You go ahead and you put a stamp on a big turnover, and you reward your defense by putting some points on the board or hitting a team while they're down with a big play. So watch for the play action in this situation with Oklahoma State.
Savage has picked up 88 yards. Woods to the near side. He's the down at the bottom of your screen, primary receiver. They want to go straight ahead with it. Bounces off one tackler, but not again. Savage that time could not get through. He will lose yardage. 5-yard loss on the tackle in the backfield against Savage, and the Bama defense keying on him.
Well, you see the 15 rushes for Savage, and a lot of them, the success has been right at the teeth of this Alabama defense. 73 yards up the seam, right up in the between the tackles of the defense. So that's where it's been. That's where the success has been running the football for Oklahoma State.
He has been an outstanding runner, and the Alabama defense does hold. Fudge has got to come on to do the kicking. He has made a big difference in this game for the Cowboys. His kicking game, while he hasn't had to have a lot of long ones, they've been good kicks that have been downed and put Alabama in tough territory at the 15-yard line. That will be returned up to the 30. There's nobody there. Nothing but green grass, folks. Touchdown, Alabama on the punt return. That is Arenas. And we told you, if you give them a chance, the two they have back, Arenas and Johnson, will cause damage. 26-yard kick and an 84-yard return.
He was a freshman all-conference player. And you see right there, the spin move is what did it. You think you have him wrapped up. He spins out of a tackle, and then the acceleration and speed. He's the cousin of Gilbert Arenas, so we expect nothing more than big plays and a lot of points from the young man.
You talk about a big play. That is his 2nd punt return for a touchdown. The extra point kick is up by Christensen. It is good, and just like that, the Tide rolls, and they are back into this football game. 31-24. In memory of Paul Bear Bryant, there's the houndstooth cap that we saw on the sideline for all those winning years for the Tide. The longest return of a punt for a touchdown in Independence Bowl history. Arenas takes it in and brings Bama right back into this football game.
Boy, that's the fastest way to win, lose, or get yourself back in a football game is on a special teams play, and that is why it's so important. And now coaches around college football, the NFL, everywhere, really concentrating and spending the time to get special teams up to par.
And they work on it more than ever, and you're exactly right, Andre. That's why it happens. That's going to be taken a yard deep into the end zone, up to the 10-yard line, and fumble! And Alabama, I believe, got it. They do! Right after the return, Grant Jones coughs one up at the 22-yard line, and Bama's got it. And an appropriate reaction from a Cowboy fan.
A guy that leads the entire country in kickoff average, kickoff return yard average at just over 30 yards, and you expect him to be sure-handed trying to switch the football, and it's going to come out of there.
Chris Rogers recovers the football.
And it was Eric Gray who causes the fumble. A nice tackle, and he puts the hand right on the football. Alabama going to start this drive at point-blank range, Gary.
We just were talking about they've not had good field position to start drives. Here they are at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. Carried straight ahead, maybe for a yard gain. This Oklahoma State defense isn't going anywhere. That's Darby for Alabama on the carry, and he had nowhere to go.
A nice play call. You say, why is that? It only went for a yard, maybe 2 yards, because of setting up the defense. Now you can show play action pass and hit something quick over the middle, on the edges. Be quick with the football, and you don't want to go over the middle late, because those are the ones that usually get picked off and return the other way. But if you're going to go over the middle, go quick and get in and out of your drop.
Jimmy Johns is in the backfield. Fake to him. Look to the sideline on the out pattern. That'll be incomplete to Matt Caddell. Darby has had only 3 yards and 7 carries in this game. Let's check in. Reese Davis, 30 and 30 update.
All right, Gary, some news from the Hot Stove League. Barry Zito has a new home. Is not too far away from his old one. 7-year, $126 million deal sends the left-hander across the bay to the San Francisco Giants. And tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Bob Knight can get victory number 880 and become the all-time wins leader. Games on ESPN2 against UNLV. Next Sports Center after the Pacific Live Holiday Bowl and ESPN News always on.
All right, Reese, here's a big third down, 3rd and 9. Looking over the middle, caught at the 5 and down to the 2-yard line. Stover on the catch for 17 yards. We did not hear from him until this second half. And all of a sudden, he's become a primary receiver.
Yeah.
That is Nikita Stover, who had 11 catches during the year.
Good job with his hands, fighting off the defender, getting himself between the safety and the cornerback. Kind of throttles his route down a little bit to allow John Parker Wilson to shoot one in there for a completion. Alabama now inside the 5-yard line.
The momentum after the return and a fumble recovery carried straight ahead and stopped for maybe a yard gain. LaRon McClain, a fullback, and Tim Castile working out of that backfield, trying to push it through here in Oklahoma State.
Well, Oklahoma State is ripe. They're ripe right now for a John Parker Wilson bootleg, because everybody is flocking to the middle of the formation. They've got the short yardage personnel in, the specialist, Tim Castile, he just checked out, but Darby's in. Now you can just walk John Parker Wilson into the end zone.
Darby has come back in there. He's their leading ground gainer. Goes the other way on the pass to the end. It's a flag down. That is Andre Smith, the left tackle, who was trying to be a qualified receiver, but a flag immediately went down. Was he lined up properly?
And was he covered up, or the end man on the line of scrimmage? We're going to get a full description here. And boy, that's kind of empty in the toy box right there, pulling out all the toys in the middle of the floor.
Andre Smith, the starting left tackle, the freshman who's made a freshman All-American team or two, and we told you was Alabama Mr. Football in his senior year, hopes he just got a touchdown, and I think he did.
Yeah, and I tell you, they're going to wave it off because this pass was completed behind the line of scrimmage, which he doesn't have to declare to the officials whether he's eligible or not. It's like it's a backwards pass, so big fella's going to remember that one for an awfully long time.
Credit the head coach Joe Kynes and Dave Rader for having this one in their pocket.
Well, look at him. Look how he's carrying that baby. Big loaf of bread.
It's classified as a rush. And he takes it in. You saw the flag go down, but once they realized where it was caught, and Alabama has come back in this football game to tie it up. Smith, the left tackle. The touchdown. Talk about some beef in the end zone. Oh, mercy. One will be below 500, one will be over. There is Smith, the eligible, who took it in. We're going to explain that rule to you in a minute and have a referee do it.
You know, at the beginning of this season, you told me when Gary Thorne shows up, good games happen. I said it a few weeks ago, but now it's entrenched. I mean, the cement is on it. I believe it. I'm serious. We got a good one.
I thank the good Lord for that. We've been fortunate. And the kickoff as Oklahoma State will get it back. It'll be taken at the 4 by Grant Jones, who coughed up the last one, setting up that Alabama touchdown. He'll be taken down here at the 23-yard line. We want to thank Walter Davenport as an official with the ACC, a referee, who is sitting with us upstairs. You're not going to be able to see him, but you're going to be able to hear him. That last play, Walter, explain the rule on that, will you, on the touchdown play?
That last play was a backward pass, and on backward passes, anybody on the offense, they are eligible to catch the pass.
It is actually goes in the book, though, as a rushing play.
It is a running play.
Here it is. Now, this is the tackle. Look, he's behind the line of scrimmage, backward pass, eligible, and takes it in. And
Correct.
Anyone can receive a backward pass.
Correct.
Amazing.
That is amazing. I did not know that. Walter, thank you very much. The play to the near side on the dump pass, 25-30. Oklahoma State's not going away here. That is Savage on the catch for 8 yards.
No, they're certainly not going to go quietly, and Dantrell Savage is continuing to provide a spark for this Oklahoma State offense, and a nice screen pass on the part of Bobby Reed, just trying to get his offense settled down. And you don't know the effect that a quarterback has on the entire team. Everybody is in an uproar. They've just been popped for 2 touchdowns back to back. Now all eyes are on you. What are you going to do as the quarterback of this football team?
3 down linemen now as they were looking for the pass, and be carried straight ahead. And plenty for the first down. That is Savage again on the carry. Savage is trying to close in on a 100-yard day. Simpson made the tackle on him. He'd gotten up to close to 90, Savage had, rushing, and then got taken down for a loss. And now he's back up to 87 yards and 17 carries.
Yeah, and if you're Mike Gundy, how do you slow this Alabama football team? The tide is rolling, so to speak, but you want to captivate the momentum. Now, some quick, nice plays that you've had some success with throughout this ball game to kind of slow this thing down.
First and 10, Reed down the sideline, and well, it wasn't even on the sideline. That was like the first row of fans.
Yeah.
That's really getting rid of the football by Reed. Fourth quarter tied up. Help decide the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year. You can vote at ESPN.com. Search Pontiac to determine which school will win the $100,000 General Scholarship Fund, courtesy of Pontiac. You got a choice: Iowa, Syracuse, Auburn, Florida, Clemson, Wake Forest, Oregon State, USC. Log on.
We were part of that Iowa-Syracuse game.
Yes, we were. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. The Cowboys with the football in a tie football game. Looking. Alley-oop pass. That's up for grabs, and that's going to be taken by Alabama on the interception. That is Castile, Simeon Castile, who was all SEC, a junior, leads this team with 6 interceptions.
Well, he has had an outstanding season, but watch the effort on the part of Dewan Woods here. Go up and fight the defender. At some point when the ball is thrown and it's not in your favor, you have got to go up and make a play, turn defensive back, and now the defensive back is now the receiver. He's got a better line on the football. Help me out as the quarterback and knock the thing down.
He just has not been in this game.
No, his mind, is somewhere else.
What a great play by Castile. And he just watches from the sidelines again. Now Alabama's got the football back again. What a third and fourth quarter this has been. Darby in the backfield. Big rush. They throw it on the comeback, and that will be for a loss. That is DJ Hall. And we'll get out to Todd Harris. Todd.
Gary, when you say Castile around Alabama, that's all about football. Tim and Simeon Castile, defensive back, fullback respectively, they got some big shoes to fill and try to follow in. Their father's Jeremiah, who was a standout not only for the Tide, where he set a Liberty Bowl record with 3 interceptions in Coach Bear Bryant's final game back in '82, but he also forced that fumble, that famous fumble on Ernest Biner that helped the Denver Broncos to beat Cleveland, took them on to the Super Bowl.
Names that go through these programs that have the great traditions like Alabama does, not uncommon in college football. This will be carried on the draw play up to the 47-yard line. Ball squirted free, but the whistle had sounded. Darby on the carry. We've noted here that Darby, who averages 68 yards a game, in this football game has found it very hard to find any room. 8 carries and 9 yards.
What, turnovers, field position, or direct trail to wins in a football game. And Alabama, they were giving them up early in this football game. They've been the recipient here in the second half.
Castile's the lone setback. Another big third down play. Alabama off the near side at midfield, and that should be enough for the first down. A 6-yard gain. Matt Caddell has played very solidly as a wide receiver at junior, and he moved himself forward by the marker.
Well, what I liked is when he realized where the first down marker was, he didn't try to make and juke and make a guy miss him. He got north and south, got the first down, and Alabama going to continue here to operate just past the 50-yard line, but all the momentum right now on the Tide sideline.
If Alabama could win this football game, does Joe Kynes get a better shot at becoming head coach? He's the interim. Only one way to find out for him. He wants the job. That'll be carried to the 42-yard line, rather. That is Darby again, almost stripped of the football. 4-yard gain. Let's check in with Reese Davis.
All right, Gary, coming up as soon as you guys are done, the #1 punt returner in the land, Deshaun Jackson. You guys just saw Javier Arenas take one back. Deshaun Jackson can do the same thing. Pacific Life Holiday Bowl, Cal and A&M coming up next.
Great football day in the bowl department, Reese, and this one is living up to expectations. Teams who are 6-6, a lot of people said, why are they here? Well, you've seen why, I think, in this football game. Their offenses, both of which have played a very solid game. Almost tripped up in his own lineman, will go down at the 40-yard line on the straight-ahead carry, and there's not much room going straight ahead running. That's Darby again.
Well, you asked me about Joe Kynes, and the interim head coach of Alabama, should he get a shot at the head job? You know, you look at it, they were down at halftime. He came out, made some tremendous adjustments, and forced some turnovers to get this football team back in the game. I think he certainly makes a case for himself if they're able to come back and pull off a victory here against Oklahoma State.
He is their defensive coordinator and has been for the last 4 years. Third down. Alabama in this tie football game in Cowboy territory. Big rush, gets away, trips, did not put a knee down, but he's going to be taken down at about the 45-yard line for a 5-yard loss. Mercy, did Wilson make every effort to get away, but Peterson, the great pass rusher, got him.
Well, I tell you, he was just getting ready to deliver the football down the field to DJ Hall, and all of a sudden Nathan Peterson's going to flash into the screen. You see him here, pull it up, and to get ready to deliver it, Peterson flashes, and now it's just survival and get down without getting yourself popped real big by one of those defensive linemen.
Jamie Christensen will come on. 5th punt for Alabama. P.J. Fitzgerald, rather, to do the kicking. Fitzgerald, high kick. They'll let that one bounce, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 15 or 16-yard line. So a 31-yard punt. More importantly than the distance, though, it's going to be a tough field position for the Cowboys offensively.
Final day.
For a little shoot around, and tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern over on ESPN2, the General will try to become the all-time wins leader. Red Raiders and Running Rebs, 9 Eastern on the news.
All right, and we're looking for a winner here. This one is tied and running out of time in the fourth quarter. 3:18 left to go. The Cowboys of Oklahoma State get the football back. It is first down and 10. We have seen trick plays that have been run all day. Savage, their leading ground gainer, onto the backfield. 30-yard line, 35, and up to the 39-yard line. Rasheed Johnson, after a 22-yard gain, takes down the star of the ground game for the Cowboys today.
Boy, he has just been exciting and electric throughout this football game, and you made the point when we went to break about field position and Alabama kind of punting Oklahoma State into bad field position. Well, there's a way to get yourself out. Hit a nice big run and kind of move the football down the field.
Toston has come into the backfield now after the run by Savage. They've gone back and forth in this game, and why not? There he is with a carry, but he's not going to go anywhere. On the button, that was Simpson with the hit.
Well, Juwan Simpson is fast enough to play safety, but he plays so well against the run and can cover tight ends and backs out of the backfield that they line him up at outside linebacker. Done a fabulous job.
73 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss is what he had. And this one will be taken up to the 48-yard line. Bobby Reed, the quarterback, gets an 8-yard gain on that one. You got to keep an eye on the clock, too, here. If they can get this ball down to field goal range, obviously that's a chance for a victory here in our Petro Sun Independence Bowl. Each team with 3 timeouts, full allotment remaining.
All right, he's a guy, Bobby Reed, who's just feeling much more comfortable this season. Last year early, dislocated 3 toes and was kind of gimpy all the first part of last season, but now he is really coming into his own.
Reed will work out of the gun, sending Anthony Parks in motion to the left side. He's looking that way. Parks hasn't caught a pass, won't here either, but it will be caught, taken up to about the 42 by Bowman. Their primary receiver gets a 10-yard gain and a first down, and Reed's driving the Cowboys.
And that's his favorite pass right there. I asked him yesterday, we had a chance to sit down and chat this quarterback to quarterback, and I asked him, I said, what's the favorite play? You know, what's the favorite route of yours that you like to throw? And he says, well, I like the slant route. And I said, to who? He says, Darius. I'm going to hit him on a slant route, and I'll be dang right there on 3rd down, the big time, crunch time, he goes to his money pass.
There is Ricks, their field goal kicker, long of 55 yards. He may get a shot at it. Savage has come back into the football game in the backfield with Bobby Reed, the quarterback. 3 receivers near side. Fakes to Savage. Nope, goes to him, and he'll carry the football 39-yard line. Maybe a gain of 2.
Well,
and maybe use a timeout here. They've got all 3, both teams do, and with 1:06 left to go in the 4th quarter, the game tied at 31-31. They'll take the timeout.
I have just been thoroughly impressed with Dantrell Savage and his ability to make a guy miss. I mean, he's in the interior of the line, and defensive linemen are coming at him swinging, and he's missing. He's making them miss as well as linebackers and safeties once he gets in the second level.
This has been a heck of a 4th quarter, especially for Alabama. It started out Arenas taking one and returning it after avoiding a couple of tackles all the way down for the Bama touchdown. The very next play on the kickoff, Jones fumbles it. Alabama gets it back. They need the touchdown to get this thing tied up. Go to the left tackle. On the pass behind the line of scrimmage, it was good for the TD to tie it. Then the interception, Bama got it back, could not score after that. But it has been taking advantage of 4th quarter miscues by the Cowboys. How do you score 14 points and have 35 total yards?
Couple of big plays.
You just saw it.
That's it. Couple of big plays, and that's the answer. Sometimes you have to have them, and when you can have a special teams play in a football game that goes for 6 points, that is a fast way to get you back in a football game.
So Andre Smith, he tackled who scored that touchdown on the backward pass and took it into the end zone. Now the Cowboys, with 1:06 left to go, getting their field goal kicker ready just in case. They're not done yet, though. They've got a second down and 9. Looking to the sideline, that's going to be incomplete. Looked like a cross-up on the route that time as Reed threw down. He had cut back in. Savage, the intended.
That kind of surprised you? Throwing the football there is going to stop the clock for Alabama and allow them to save a timeout. So now they're still operating with just over a minute. They've got all 3 timeouts to work with. Right now the concentration for them defensively is to stop Oklahoma State here on this down and distance.
Need some more yardage. It'd be about a 57-yard field goal attempt, as longest, as we said, 55. This is a 3rd down and 9 for Oklahoma State. Bowman on the near side. They look to him. Don't go. Dump it on the screen pass. 40, 35. There's the yardage they needed. The Cowboys will take that one all the way down to the 16. And Savage is again the receiver. He gets 25 yards.
Well, he's a special player. Junior college transfer out of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. And we saw why he was so special. He can make you miss. Right here, you get the block set up, and now it's one-on-one. The first guy usually doesn't even get a hand on him. Jeffrey Dukes is the guy to arrive, and he just left him standing in space.
Tostin has come on in the backfield. The clock is running with 39 seconds left to go. Tie game. Cowboys will run this on the ground. Tostin carries it ahead inside the 10. 8-yard gain. Clock still running. They've got timeouts here. They're going to let it run.
I'm wondering why Joe Kynes didn't call a timeout after the big run by Savage to kind of at least save some seconds here, but it's continuing to run down. They've got 3 timeouts at Alabama.
There is the timeout called with 19 seconds left to go. It is going to bring up a second down and about 3 for the first down. Short yardage. Mercy. It's a good one. Our Petro Sun Independence Bowl, and hope you are enjoying it. A lot of the bowl games, the spread's been pretty wide in the final scoreboard, but this one, it's not going to be that way with 18 seconds left, tied at 31. Funny thing was, here in the fourth quarter, Todd Harris down on the field told us after the Cowboys went up by 2 touchdowns, about 2,000 Alabama fans
started filing out.
Then he said they came back with that return for the touchdown to get back within 7. They came back through the turnstiles the other way. That's why you don't leave sporting events. You live for games where you get great comebacks. Let's go to Reese Davis. Reese.
All right, Gary, coming up just after the top of the hour, big fella Javorsky Lane, 19 rushing touchdowns, tied for second best in the land. Aggies and the sturdy Golden Bears coming up next.
Some more great football to come your way. Let's see how this one's going to wrap up. There's Kynes, Kentucky of Alabama on the sideline. Let's see what the call's going to be here. Savage has gone to the sideline. 18 seconds. They just want to run this clock down a little more. So the Cowboys will let the quarterback keep it. Goes to one knee at the 10-yard line as he brings it right to the center of the uprights.
Now you're going to call timeout with 13 seconds, and you're wondering why is Mike Gundy calling the timeout with that much time on the clock. It's because it's just third down, and if anything goes wrong with the snap or the hold, you still have fourth down to come back and kick the field goal here. So a nice, smart coaching decision on the part of Mike Gundy.
Let's take a look at today's player of the game, presented by Capital One. And we certainly have mentioned him a ton in this game. 19 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown, and he's been a primary receiver as well.
Just had an outstanding afternoon. You see the yards just on the ground, but we don't have the graphic there for you with what he's done in the pass game as well. So just a fabulous bowl game for Dantrell Savage.
Savage will watch and wait to see if the Cowboys can pull this out. He's had 41 yards on 3 receptions in addition to the 112 yards that he's had in the rushing game today, and certainly has been an enormous factor in this football game. 6 for 6 under 40 yards this season. Jason Ricks comes out. It'll be a 27-yard attempt. Could be enough to win this football game with only 13 seconds left. Alabama will make him think about it a little more as they will use one of their timeouts.
Well, just, a lot of precious time ran off that clock after Dantrell Savage, because you never know with a return for a big return, and then
I guess the decision made by Kynes is that, look, we only got 13 left. I'll use them here and not save them for the off when we get the football back.
Well, they came up with that nice play to Andre Smith. Maybe they've got a nice block in their back pocket that they're talking about and discussing over there. Who knows?
Don't know. Oklahoma State 10-6 in the previous bowl games they have appeared in. They've had only one bowl win in their last 18 years. So Mike Gundy wanted to put this one into the W column. And he said, we've been a good team, not a great team, but we've had great leaders. The second youngest team in the BCS, among the BCS teams, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Big 12 as a whole, a lot of young, good quarterbacks in that league. So there's going to be some special football being played the next couple of years. I think 7 of the 12 Big 12 quarterbacks are sophomores or younger. So a lot of talent at that position. And Joe Kine's going to burn the 3rd time out. Boy, you talk about icing. This is Antarctic ice right here.
Well, that is the first time I've ever seen that done as well. Use all of the timeouts burned up on a field goal situation. It is a game winner. No, they are testing the fortitude of Ricks, who all he wants to do is kick the football. Yeah. And with kickers, of course, in this situation, nobody talks to him. They're all alone out there.
That is a lonely place where he is right now. Step, plant, and kick. That's all he wants to do.
Yep. 27-yarder is what he's going after. He's had about 5 minutes now to think about doing that. Nobody wants to be the one charged with putting a negative hex on him while you're waiting, so they just let him wander around out there alone. All right, the Cowboys, this could be enough to win this football game. No more timeouts remaining, so Ricks is going to get a chance to put this one up. Alabama will move everybody up, try and bring someone through to try and block this kick. Cole Reynolds, as much pressure on him, the holder, as there is on the kicker. Snap is a good one. The kick is up, and it is good. And the Cowboys take a 3-point lead. There is a flag. No.
Alabama, they're saying that it's against Oklahoma State, and I'm not sure it's during or after the kick.
May have been after the kick.
Unsportsmanlike, that's going to be after the kick, so it'll be marked off during the kickoff.
The kicker took his helmet off out there in the field. You're not allowed to do that as part of the celebration, the extraordinary celebration.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 85 Oklahoma State. The penalty enforced on the kickoff.
Jason Ricks, 85, the kicker.
He knew right away. He knew right away. Just get a little closer. Get a little closer to the sideline when that helmet comes off. That's what drew the flag by the official, but they certainly don't mind. When it goes through the uprights, boy, they don't mind. They'll forgive him for that one.
So he gets the field goal. It puts him on top, runs the clock down to 9 seconds remaining. The Cowboys have gained 419 yards in this game. Total yards to Alabama's 276. Alabama in the course of the season gave up more than 500 total yards to both Houston and Texas. They gave up more than 400 yards to Texas A&M, Nebraska, and Texas Tech. So they gave, Oklahoma State did rather, they've given up only 276 to Alabama in this game. So the defense of Oklahoma State deserves some credit as well for the job that they have done.
Yeah, 4 of the 6 losses for Oklahoma State came on the final play of a ball game. So, you know, they've had a season that could have really, really been special. But they wound up 6-6 here against Alabama, and they've made good today. And you got to start thinking about recruiting and the job that Mike Gundy has done to get players to come to Oklahoma State. They're going to have a special recruiting class, and I got a feeling this is one of the programs that's going to continue to swing upward in the Big 12.
And this will not hurt to have this kind of a bowl win under their belt. Now they've got to survive the kickoff, though. We've already seen Arenas return a punt for a touchdown, and he will be back there at about the 20-yard line. You mark off that penalty, so the ball is spotted at the 20 for the kick. And they're going to let that one roll. Don't want a clean handle on this. Taking on the side, Johnson. Johnson looked as though he wanted the lateral. He does. It's dumped back to the 15-yard line. The clock has expired, and the Cowboys need to make a tackle to end this game. They make it another touchdown. That's taken at the 5, and that's going to do it, as the Oklahoma State Cowboys have come away with a 34-31 win over Alabama. Congratulations to the Cowboys and Alabama for a great bowl game.
It was